All right, guys. I have heard tell that this is a complete raccoon feast. So we're going to get into it. The very prestigious LEC Summer Finals between G2 and Fnatic. Psych myself up for this one, guys. I've been avoiding it.
Well, okay.
I'll be honest. I was playing Total Warhammer 3 because I didn't want to stream this game. But here we are. Here we go. Another beautiful day of League of Legends analysis.
Which was a big pick for Yike yesterday, going to be taken over.
All right, Nidalee, Tristana, Rumble. Okay, so no Trist, even though I mean this is the pre-nerf patch. Sorry, bouncing between LCS, LCK, and LEC. LCK and LCS are already on 14-14. We're first picking Zyra. So surely you take Renekton over here. You take Sejuani Renekton, right? Okay, you give up Renekton to the other side. Surely you take Renekton, Fnatic, right? Nope. Okay, we're playing Lucian, the European super pick. Nobody wants Renekton with Sejuani or Zyra. Seems pretty good. I don't know, especially with the Zyra. Ezreal somehow isn't first pick. Very surprising.
I think here though for G2 esports, you ban away the Kai'Sa already.
Imagine Ezreal falling to R3. Champ is incredibly broken right now.
Has been the option that we've seen over the course of playoffs that he's fallen back to, but maybe even look towards something like a Jinx where you're not going to be under a huge amount of pressure in that bottom side of the map, or you could even just go back towards the Jhin, which has also been something Noah's brought out to just provide utility.
37.5% win rate.
Jhin does provide more long-range engage alongside the Zyra. You're going to take away the Kai'Sa and the Zeri, which have been Noah's picks, although they don't have a lot of engage right now. Outside of the Rel. Yeah. Ah, there it is. We finally got it. So the Jhin to help gap close. I actually like this composition. Like, I know I don't like Renekton a lot of the time. And yeah, you're going to get countered here by the Kennen in lane, but the kill pressure of Renekton Zyra is very good. Plus, you have a lot of long-range engage and poke. You know, the question often with Renekton is, like, can he flank or can he actually gap close? And, you know, you have Jhin W, you have Zyra root, you have Rel engage. So it seems like you could play pick with Renekton, which is okay. The Kennen feels a little weird here, and Mickey X back on the Poppy. We've seen this. Obviously, he was debuting it at MSI, Mickey X, but we've seen Kellen been playing it over in LCK to great effect. Do you see the KT Nongshim series? Yes.
Yeah, I think you have to be very careful trying to look for that all in. As you said, the Zyra gets a ton of value when you're jumping in as the Kennen. That's going to work out well. But
yeah, yeah. The Ezreal is like B1 first pick worthy right now. Although, guys, here's a little thing. It does matter that the patch is 14-13 but 14 to 14-14 rather. And you might say, but Monty, they didn't change Ezreal. Well, you'd be correct. But here's the big difference, guys. 14-14 nerfs the Warmog first build. And so basically Ezreal's poke actually sticks more on support and junglers when they don't have Warmog's regen. So it actually made Ezreal even better. Because now his ult, which is already like giga overtuned, like you hit somebody with it and they just have to recall, right? There's no until they get much later in the game. So no Warmogs makes poke very, very good right now.
It's been a little bit sloppy from G2 at times. Fnatic definitely on the rise. Let's see if they're able to come in strong here against Fnatic.
Would I coach again? Hell no.
The first game of our summer split finals, and we usually like to ramp up a little bit in this moment, but I knew that was coming. So I'm not going to go any harder than
points.
Okay, any interesting level ones from G2?
Top 6 teams through summer split performances and championship
Back to
points.
Hail of Blades. Worth noting that Kellen was playing Aftershock Poppy.
This year's World Championship. They will be one of Europe's representations.
Raccoons feasting tonight. Yeah, you know it, man.
Unsurprising to see these two teams fighting for that spot, but very similar story to what happened back in 2020. Both of them fighting for that guaranteed spot.
Yeah, so often they've been the two teams that really spearhead Europe. You can see that having played over 100 games against each other. G2 very much holding the win-loss, and you can see Fnatic only 7 titles, G2 14 all time. Now that is including the split titles, not only looking at like the...
Could you share your opinion on why Fnatic win in semis versus G2 and they get bombed 0-3 in the finals? Well, Ken Brax, can I fucking watch the game? Like, I can't give you an opinion when I haven't seen these games.
Season finals titles that we now have. Fnatic's last title all the way back in 2018.
I don't understand what you guys want sometimes. I literally cannot give you opinions when I literally am watching the games.
G2 looking to replicate a strategy that they were implementing yesterday, along with BDS, where they do this delayed invade, leverage some of the power that they have at level 1.
I'm not like all your little buddies on Twitter who just, you know, give opinions after reading headlines. I don't do that shit.
Moving into the enemy side jungle, he will be spotted out on vision. And I'm curious as to how Yike will respond to this, because there's the potential for the spree at Lee.
All right, so we have a delayed invade here, pushing them out. Gonna start vertical jungling, provide pressure in the bot side early.
Appropriately.
I thought you seen that before. I was asleep, Ken Brax. I very rarely watch the games I've already seen on stream. If you could go back, would you do the CLG bootcamp again? Yes, because I'm not sure what the question is. Like, if I could go back and I had the knowledge I had now, if that's the case, the answer is no. If I was to go back in time, I think it was the logical decision to make, and yes, I would do it again. I don't think that my reasoning about why to do it or not do it was flawed in the first place.
Yeah, I think BB just gonna look for the slow push out so he doesn't put himself in too much hassle, but Oscar earning getting some.
It's all right, Cambrax. It's okay. Just, you know, Cambrax. It's not just you. It's that this happens frequently, and it just over time tilts me. You didn't know. It's okay.
Meanwhile, there's a dive in the bot lane. Nikki exhausted, gonna tank one.
Trades on him right now.
All right, so we're not even 3 camp clearing. Yike is just, what is going on with the wave down here? So it feels like Yike wants to hit level 3 maybe, but his team doesn't want him to do that because they're crashing the wave early.
This actually might be a little dangerous.
Back up in half a second. He uses it immediately. Is stunned up. The Broken Blade.
No, they're actually just they're crashing on the wave 2.
So low.
Because I guess they think that they have. I mean, there's an exhaust down here is the thing. Like Jun took exhaust because of Broken Blade playing Kennen. So they actually have an exhaust, which is also very useful in this case because it gets Mickey killed.
One extra tower shot, but he falls for first blood, and there's just no damage. In half a second, he uses it immediately. Is stunned up. The Broken Blade so low. Meanwhile, there's a dive in the bot lane.
I mean, Hansama like has Q and E, doesn't have anything yet, and they're playing into exhaust. All right, well.
Big mistake. Mickey goes in, thinks he can tack one more terror shot, but as you say, there's no damage. The exhaust was there to deny any.
That is super. I mean, I feel like if you're playing Sejuani in the bot side with that invade, like you already have an advantage.
That's first blood over to Fnatic in game 1 already. Now, Razork is hovering
in that, you know, Noah and June can't really do anything, and they have to play extremely cautiously.
Managed to get the knock into the wall on.
I love Mickey, man. It's like, well, Sejuani needs to farm now, so what if we had an Ezreal and I just went top?
And he's here to protect.
Managed to get the knock into the wall on Razork. Does still have the flash. Will use it early. Oscar could continue the dive here. Broken Blade flashes away from the Ruthless Predator. Oscar able to use that slice and the dice through Mickey to safety.
The fact that you have to burn Flash's Broken Blade, though, means that Oscar Enden can set that up immediately again, because you still have the flash that Ruthless.
Yeah, you can flash. Oscar can flash on top of Kennen, and then you can get the chain route from Razork.
But yeah, I think for Fnatic, just look towards that top end once more after.
Really weird early ganks, honestly.
I mean, all things considered. Oh, hang on a second, Mickey.
I mean, Oscar still has flash here. We'll go through Mickey, get knocked back, but Mickey doesn't have steadfast presence yet. He's W, he's only level 2, right? So he's got the knock into the wall and the hammer, and neither of those stop a Renekton sliding through you.
mean, he's going to take away some XP from Broken Blade, but in terms of the top matchup, it's not going to be that big of a deal. TP available for Broken Blade.
So this has denied some CS from Mickey, though, or from Hansama, rather. He'll catch this wave, but they use the pressure they created early here, even with the failed dive, to unlock Mickey on the map a little bit. Give him some time, plus he's an Ezreal and bot. And they knew Razork was topside.
Scary champion if you give him a small lead in lane, because you got to remember that that fourth shot just gives you so much power. The dancing grenade as well. Jhin is a very effective laner. Often why he's used as an answer to things like Draven, like Caitlyn, because he can help clear out those waves and go toe-to-toe with some of these strong laners as well.
At the moment, I think Fnatic just going to try and set up to spot out exactly where Yike is. Good vision already from Jun, and again, I think the fact that you've already burned some of these summoner spells on towards G2, it's about trying to desync Razork from Sejuani so he can move back up towards his top end. He's even going to forgo his Krugs in the bottom end, so just looking to move back up here as soon as possible, because look at where the wave is on top end. It's already pushing out, and Yike now is going to be pulled up as well to just make sure that Broken Blade...
Okay, Yike's going to be covering for Broken Blade topside.
Flash for Broken Blade, only about a third of the cooldown back up for that, so it'll be a little while before he's able to get away. TPs were expended by both the mid laners and by Oscar winning to get back up.
Okay, both sides are trying to get deep wards in. There's a deep ward.
Mickey continuously roaming here. Hansama on the Ezreal, obviously
I'm trying to get eyes. There's a deep ward here that was placed in by Jun.
You could just leave him alone and
They're trying to get eyes onto Razork. They see him.
You got Arcane Shift, you got Flash. What are you doing? But Mickey unable to
So really, both teams know where the enemy jungler is at the time being. Like, they know Yike is top quadrant. He's on his own red side.
On the early dragon. In a bit of danger.
He crashes forward with a heroic charge. They go for
Wow, really?
and Hansama and Mickey still
back and forth.
Very interesting play. Actually, this is a good play by Mickey. So when he sees that the W is down and he's dodged it, it's a nice sidestep. They miss root and they miss two roots. They miss Zyra root and Jhin root, and then he's actually just going to flash in, basically on cooldown. Nice angle by Hansama. Damn, that was actually really good.
Going to start up the Drake here. 5.5 minutes. It's G2 special over this.
That was, I mean, missing all their skill shots was what triggered that by Mickey. That's a good read by Mickey, honestly.
Great fancy feat from Mickey. Dodges away from the deadly flourish of Noah, then dodges the binding coming through from Razork, and then it's like, cool, you got no CC. I'm immediately going to go in, and sets up beautifully for Hansama to set up for the kill. That was really well orchestrated.
I really feel like Razork did not expect that much damage to come through. The
free dragon too. It's really pretty good for G2.
Halo Blades, man.
Oh yeah, of course, the Halo Blades Poppy. Again, something that MSI caught T1, top esport. A lot of teams got afraid of this Poppy from Mickey. He brought it back to Europe and mixed success early at the start of summer, but he seems to have found his form, at least in game one today. Grub's going to be secured as well by the looks of it from Razork as the dragon is cross-map from the side of G2.
That's something we've seen from G2 a lot over the course of this weekend, right? Especially yesterday. First Drake, they were on it all the time. Whether it's just wanting to or seeing that the plays are being made down there means that
what advice would you have for someone who wants to teach English in Korea? I've never done that.
More gold to be had if you can manage to execute on those kills. Humanoid dashing in.
So I think I'm a bad person to ask.
What's up with G2 though? Mickey already starting to move up. Maybe just X-flashing back now. I wasn't sure if they were trying to maybe move in towards mid here and put a chokehold on towards Cap so he can get a reset in if he really needs to, but just going to contest the respawn of camps here. Yike steals that away. Nicely done.
It's level 6 as well. Has access to the ultimate now. But with no objectives on the map, I imagine both teams will just turn their attention back towards farm and getting ready for the next major objective. Grub's 3 minutes, Dragon about 4.
This is such a slower pace compared to what we had in the last one, where it was almost like over a kill a minute, and it's just, all right, no, we're gonna take it easy, we're gonna trade objectives, a kill a piece. Even the fact that Broken Blade's flash is about to come back up in that top lane at a revisit, but Fnatic playing heavily for this bot side, really want to punish Hansama. With no mana, gonna struggle to push in the wave, but just about gets it in.
Broken Blade should be able to get the top wave in as well. Slicing Maelstrom is expended. Oscar, he's low, might not be able to survive under that.
More about being a white American movie to Korea. It's pretty easy, man. It's pretty easy. Once you get the hang of it, it's pretty easy. It's like Asia on easy mode, man.
Does start to bully out the Renekton. Early Merc
being in Japan would be harder. Being in China would be a bazillion times harder.
Things are very even. Broken Blade doing what he can to bully. So far, it's not resulting in a huge amount. We'll see if any jungle attention gets thrown up towards there, but really Yike has prioritized a lot of his early game focus around the bot side of the map.
Noah gets a plate in the bot lane, about 500 gold ahead for him. I will say G2 have done a pretty good job of keeping Razork's power farming under wraps. Part of that being the fact that they split the jungle early on, meaning that they can constantly invade that red side and force Razork off a few of those camps. Mickey looking for Noah, who hasn't had the time
Man, Mickey dodging these Jhin W is really good.
He should be fine. Jhin and Razork going up towards the top side. Yike will meet them. And it feels like this has kind of been the story of the game so far.
Broken Blade has no ult because he used it earlier. It's going to be a tough situation. Okay. Has to flash out of Jin's engage. At least they're playing around the Renekton, guys.
Meanwhile, in the bot side, Noah trying to survive. The True Shot barrage comes out, misses, but the Mystic Shot does not. Hun Summer gets on the board.
Very good reaction. You know, it's interesting that Jhin went top side. Like Noah, just he's not an Ezreal in the bot side. Oh my God, double stun.
I was about to say, the fact that Broken Blade's flash came back up meant you're zoning him off the tower and you'll get some plates, but you're going to be able to answer in the bottom side. They need a kill, they might get it.
Flash done with the Shadowing Strike. The Strangle Thorns comes down and Broken Blade is locked in place and locked.
Great play by Jhin to save that because he didn't flash earlier. But I mean, this is rather silly. Like they're really trying to overplay this, especially when Broken Blade still doesn't have ult.
Strangle Thorns comes down and Broken Blade is locked in place and locked out of the game, sent back to the fountain by Fnatic.
Good play by Jhin though.
Persistent in their aggression onto Broken Blade. One of the risks of this Kennen.
They're doing a very good job of snowballing this top side, even in a tough matchup into Kennen.
They make it work. They still hovering.
Why are you subjugating yourself to this, Monty? Why? For fun. For you to watch me rage.
But we look back at this bot lane play. I thought G2
Why is Pioshik allowed to be such a bum? I mean, I talk about that every week on the Monty and Wolf show.
Ends up having to reload early. Does very good damage onto Mickey though, and I thought maybe he could get a kill here, but doesn't quite have the ammo and the bouncing grenade. Doesn't connect, which means that Han Summer then, with a nice arcane shift, is able to find that kill. But then we turn our attention to top.
Yeah, you just get a nice lockup from Razork.
I mean, so far I'm having fun watching this game, guys.
Has the damage, and there's nothing BB could do. He'd already burnt that flash in the last engage, so nice.
No, I'm having a good time watching this game so far. It's interesting, at least.
Need to get back to lane or just lose so much.
You can see that both teams are very much thinking about their options on the map, and we're seeing a lot of great cross maps. Every time G2 tried to attack,
The reactions, yeah, I agree with Vedius. Like the reactions cross map have been interesting, especially by Mickey X and Jhin.
So both teams, to me, feel very locked in terms of their options. Both mid laners passively just sitting in mid, continuing to farm, prioritizing getting their items. Broken Blade a level down. Oh, Oscar goes in.
Slice and Masham going down as well to try and lock Oscar in place. Yike on his way across, but can't really die with no wave being there. Caps now being chased by Razork and Jhin. Jhin no flash, but does have the crash down. Caps flashes himself. Magnet Storm will pull him back. Jhin tanks a tower shot, but not too much more. It's Fnatic are able to get the summoner out of the G2 mid.
Caps just barely not getting hit by that binding meant that he was in range then for the plants from Razork, so no real follow-up damage after Joe.
Mickey's been behind in levels though because of his abandonment of lane early on after dying and going topside. Oh, nice.
True Shot barrage coming out. Humanoid will flash himself, but the keeper's verdict finds him guilty. Han Summer with his second on the board.
Okay, I mean, there's a lot of interesting map play happening right now. Fnatic are playing extremely well around their stacked waves. Attacking bot lane, attacking top lane.
Slit your thumb wide open with a knife trying to open stuck a jar of chili crisp.
But G2 TP'd Caps.
Well, why didn't you just put it under some hot water?
Primarily, I thought to get control
just run the jar under some hot water, man.
And Mickey set up a dive onto Humanoid in mid lane.
Why you gotta do yourself like that?
Turn their attention back towards top. Fnatic are resetting back out onto the map, but the
yeah, the Poppy. I mean, Mickey X had a boo-boo early, but he's been definitely making up for it by covering lanes and getting kills.
We're not gonna let you have them.
Because Yike moved up to try and help Caps on that topside push in case anything happened, he's now not able to get the Void Grubs, so you can see Dragon taken, Razork gets the move up as well, so it will be 5 Grubs now over towards Fnatic, which does help out when you look at Humanoid controlling Caps in a side lane.
Yeah, I mean, G2 basically used their turn in favor of plates, but now I look at Yike.
Humanoid no flash, remember. Mickey, Hex flashing over the wall, the culling into Yike's face. Mickey with the knockback hammer, Shock will slow him down. There's the Winter's Wrath, and there's the Wrath of G2 as well. Yike flashes for it, but it's curtains for him. Tanks too many tower shots, couldn't avoid the curtain call. And in the end, Humanoid gets one in with spot.
All right, did you guys notice this? This is actually pretty funny by Noah. Did you guys see this? The NRG emote to remind them they lost at Worlds to NRG. That's actually really funny.
A heavy commitment from G2. Flash burnt there from Yike. For Razork, once again, you see this movement from both teams, looking for a dive in top lane.
That actually is super funny.
Coming out there is the tangle barbs as well, and Caps is down. Razork tanks one tower shot, but not a second. Even the true shot barrage not enough to claim his life. Mickey with a heroic charge onto Jun into the wall, but Humanoid's here to answer the call of his support. Mickey escapes with a sliver, 12 HP, and now Broken Blades in all. Mickey with a heroic charge onto Jun. There's the tangle barbs as well, and Caps is down.
All right, so they're dominating in the top side. True shot barrage doesn't kill them. Mickey's trying to zone out Jun. Mickey has no ult right now. They're going in. Well, I feel like, you know what I feel like? I feel like G2 doesn't know that Jun has exhaust. Like, they didn't know at level 2 that he had exhaust. Broken Blade, like, goes in and just gets exhausted and dies.
Nothing Broken Blade can do. He's got no damage left in the tank, and Mickey will
This is very weird by G2. Like, just know that exhaust is up, like, either time, please.
Both teams fighting back and forth. A nice TP.
I mean, they greed for plates, and then instead of Broken Blade just leaving Mickey to die, he goes in, gets immediately exhausted, can't do anything, and then gets killed.
He perhaps could have at least gotten one kill, means that he's denied, and while he does keep his support safe, he loses his life in exchange.
But traditionally, when we see these trades in a G2 game, it's G2 who are coming out on top, but Fnatic are the ones that are consistently coming out on top here.
No, I haven't seen the Dom and Cajal rants. I haven't seen these games. We're watching the worst best of 5 ever played. No, it's not that bad yet, guys. We're 14 minutes into game 1, and it's not that bad.
Oscar in him, 1.9k ahead of BB, who hasn't really been able to play the game. Every time he's pushed up in a side wave, there have been 2 or 3 members of Fnatic immediately collapsing on him. At the moment, has a bit of free time with that top wave, but we'll have to see how Oscar Rinning can translate his pressure with a TP behind, a counter TP being invested by Fnatic. Broken Blade will
Okay, Broken Blade has no... The problem is Broken Blade has never had his ult for a meaningful time. Like, he wasted it, so now they can't engage on this. How do you miss everybody on the True Shot Barrage?
The curtains are opened, and in the end, Caps will be able to walk away. 1 kill over to Fnatic. He was stunned in a Oscar, the Cullen goes down.
Now, why are we even bothering, like, TPing if we're Kennen here when we have no ult? I guess it did stop Oscarinen from flanking. I'm not really sure why. Why is Oscarinen not flanking this? In all seriousness, why is he scared of this ultless Kennen?
Broken Blade will spot out Oscar. The Cullen goes down. Oscar in and able to dash away for now. Jun low. They go in with the flash, the strangled thorns, the true shot barrage though misses. Jun, he was stunned in a glacial prison, but Hans Summer didn't have the key to open.
All right, this is pretty sloppy.
The curtains are opened, and in the end, Caps will be able to walk away. 1 kill over to Fnatic.
Oscar with a nice TP demonstrates the game plan from Fnatic. Bring the fight to G2. They find a nice angle and a flash commitment from Razork to lock down Caps, force him out of the fight, and basically leaves Mickey isolated. They find themselves another kill, but it's difficult to convert that really into another objective.
I feel like when he has Stridebreaker, you know, when he has Stridebreaker and he's coming in, he can play a little bit more aggressively. You know, especially when you think about the fact that they have Culling and they have Jhin ult up as well, and they have Zyra ult. Like, it just feels like you actually can't, like, it doesn't matter if this Kennen does anything to you, really. What is Noah doing? Who is Noah trying to shoot? So he shoots Caps, roots Caps, and then he wanders around in a circle, doesn't auto Poppy, walks up to the brush, gets charged, and then starts autoing Poppy. Weird. Like, I think if you are chasing this down, right? If you are chasing this down, you want Renekton here, right? Unfortunately, Noah's here, but, you know, you can actually have Razork come here. Like, Noah opening Curtain Call right here as you chase them is probably the best. Counter TP being invested by Fnatic. Broken Blade will spot out Oscar. Like Noah actually does have a pretty good angle here, and I think this is an opportunity for Fnatic to be much more aggressive. Noah just doesn't do anything really. But he hits a W, which is good. But then he misses all 4 shots of his ult.
Oscar with a nice TP demonstrates the game plan from Fnatic.
Oscar with a nice TP who does nothing with his nice TP. He runs away from an ultless Kennen. Even though he has Stride Breaker Mercs and he's definitely not going to die.
Leaves Mickey isolated. They find themselves another kill, but it's difficult to convert that really into another objective. Razork decides that he's just going to make a straight path towards the Herald. He's going to start this objective off as the rest of his team reset back out onto the map.
He is low though, and multiple members of G2.
Oscar is huge, man. I think he can actually do stuff here. They can play for picks really effectively, I think, Fnatic.
Join the rest of G2 as they set up for the Rift Herald.
Jun has Flash Magnet Storm here. Yike doesn't have a flash of his own. If Fnatic want to collapse, they can look for it. Humanoid coming in from the top side as well. No flash on him, nor on Caps. Mickey going forward, Shadowing Strike. There's the Magnet Storm. And it's just so much damage immediately. We saw the smite go down to the Rift Herald. It was top side.
Careful. Hans is now clear.
Yo, why is G2 fighting this?
G2 as they set up for the Rift Herald.
They're like, oh, Renekton can't be here. He has no TB. Well, neither does Broken Blade.
Fnatic want to collapse. They can look for it. Humanoid coming in from the top side as well. No flash on him, nor on Caps.
So he gets stunned twice. What stuns Poppy?
They can look for it. Humanoid coming in from the top side as well. No flash on him, nor on Caps.
Oh, he actually, that was a little weird. Jun hit him like a little bit behind him, I guess. So another double stun on Rel by Jun. Directly into Magnet Storm.
And it's just so much damage immediately. We saw the smite go down to the Rift Herald. It was G2 who got it, but Fnatic in the end win the fight.
And Yike will give his life to make sure that he can pick it up on the exit as well, but still Fnatic getting more kills.
This does look like an Omega Kennen game. Yeah, I mean, in theory, hitting the Zyra and the Jhin with a flank should be easy, but Broken Blade has like never had fucking ult this game.
So ends up picking off 2 members of G2 off the back of this play.
What is he building?
Win the strike down.
He has Leandries and he's building Leandries. Sorry, I thought he's not done with his Leandries yet. Question is, what will he build next? Hopefully the answer is Rocket Belt.
Mickey going forward, Shadowing Strike, there's the Magnet Storm. And it's just so much damage immediately. We saw the smite go down to the Rift Herald. It was G2 who got it, but Fnatic in the end win the fight.
And Yike will give his life to make sure that he can pick it up on the exit as well, but still Fnatic getting more kills in these early stages, and it's a great setup. Jun ended up being locked down in that last fight, so couldn't use the crash down Magnet Storm combo. I was like, great, now I got it available here. So ends up picking off 2 members of G2 off the back of this play.
G2 ambitiously tried to contest this objective.
I mean, they just see Mickey.
You see it's
Oh no, that was a bloom from, sorry, that was a bloom from Corky, never mind. That's just unlucky timing, honestly.
To contest this objective. You see it's initially a 3 versus 3, Corky off on the side.
That's just unlucky timing. With Mickey coming over the side and is getting hit immediately by Relq.
To completely lock up Mickey. Hans can't really contribute much in the fight. And it means that it's easy 2 kills. Excitement from the Fnatic coaching staff, as they should be, as Fnatic continue to win out on these early skirmishes.
And I mean, Cap's just not in position to follow up at all either. So is G2 a bit out of sorts, and this is what we saw against BDS yesterday. Was in game 1, game 2, them overextending to try and commit for some of these objective plays, and BDS were able to punish. Now Fnatic doing the exact same thing in game number 1. Keep my eyes on Mickey though on the bottom side, just trying to get some vision, as maybe G2 looking to try and set up for this outer turret on bot side, but Fnatic still have a great tempo on the map if you try and trade that for mid if you over push on bot.
I think the important thing for Fnatic as well is their gold lead is extending in other lanes than top lane. You can see Razork 700 gold ahead as Mickey's caught here. Jun has been doing so
Oh, he missed the W.
The curtain call comes out. Mickey didn't really want an encore, burns the flash.
No, it wasn't actually in range to hit W on Jhin, otherwise he probably dies.
Mid now as well. He is absolutely monstrous. He might be caught out here as Caps and Yike are looking to collapse.
Yike was on the minimap for a split second.
Monty, I just killed a massive bug in my apartment. I have no one else to share this momentous feat with. Congratulations. Let me be the first to congratulate you, almighty slayer of bugs.
Humanoid to get the 1-for-1. Now Cap's gonna ride this puppy all the way into that top side turret, taking about half that HP, but still Humanoid with a little bit of an
I agree, Avalon Blue. SKTS did play best of fives during the Easy Hoon Ziggs era, where the games just went an hour for no reason and were terrible to watch. Are you going to be on Power Spike this week? I think Yamato's going to be on Power Spike, but I think Yamato and I are just going to alternate for now. But I will be on Summoning Insight, and I will talk about this series there. Thoughts on Renekton Pro? I think it's good in this situation.
9 to 6 in kills. We're 15, 18 minutes in. We look back at this dive in top.
Yeah, you can. Yike sets up with Rift Herald, thinks he can go for the play, but Humanoid, nice dash away from the initial charge from Yike. Even with the CC coming down, the dash back just...
It's amazing that Humanoid gets this kill.
Yeah, you can. Yike.
By the way, I was just going to point this out. There's actually no rush to dive Humanoid under the tower. We absolutely 100% can wait for Herald here. Right? There is nobody that is going to make it to this side of the map. There's nobody, in fact.
Go for the play, but Humanoid, nice dash away from the initial charge from Yike. Even with the CC coming down, the dash back just barely gets the
So we didn't have to actually tank that turret, but whatever.
I believe, yeah, we see bot lane terror as we get back to live. So even though Fnatic were over pushing in the mid to try and hold on to that mid lane tower, see G2 get another objective off the back of that.
It's how quickly things can swing in a game like this. 2 minutes ago it was a 4,000 gold lead for Fnatic. Now it's about 2.5. If G2 can find a couple more of those standing objectives on the map, can really get themselves back into this. Fnatic have been playing so well so far, and a lot of it has been through the play.
Fnatic should absolutely be playing around Vision right now and just trying to create picks. They have such an insane advantage, especially around creating picks. They should be playing for Drake.
Puts him in a great spot.
They'd be playing for Soul. They have no deep vision in though.
Often the range can be a problem.
Somehow, like they should be using this Renekton that's super ahead to create side lane pressure, and then be doing invades to get vision, and then creating picks. That's what they should be doing. Here we go.
In order for him to really deal
Maybe it's happening.
Consistently has to get up close and personal. It's a pretty solid comp because Rel and
Yes,
Renekton are
we are doing these things. But they basically, like, they should be really focusing on this because they need to set traps in order to actually win, because they shouldn't win an actual 5v5 team fight, because Broken Blade will be good eventually.
Too much impact when he does dive into the back line. 2.5 minutes on the next Drake. Baron up in 15, but I don't think either team will be making eyes.
But it's very much been a case of...
This should definitely be... And Cloud Soul is incredibly good on Fnatic. Makes Renekton even better, right? I mean, it's useless on Jhin, but it's really good on a lot of champions they have.
Okay. Less involved, Jun. Less involved in the plays, please. Can I just ask, was that a Mickey Mantle reference? Because if you
catch some of these waves as well, but Jun.
Okay.
But I think it's kind of left Fnatic with the opportunity to push outside waves, get Oscar into a position where he's able to catch some of these waves as well, but Jun.
Okay. Less involved, Jun. Less involved in the plays, please. Can I just ask, was that
Mickey Mantle?
Battle is fought?
It's been really interesting to see how Yike has started to play.
Making eyes at it as of yet. Likely to see that as an objective after a fight rather than one.
What was the Mickey Mantle reference? Why do these Euros know?
Really interesting to see how Yike has started to play coming into this mid game.
Mickey Mantle.
It's basically been like a Shadow Cap story where consistently moving up towards that top side to guarantee the Caps can push without getting engaged on. You can see now Mickey basically taking on that mantle, but it's very much
Mickey taking on that mantle. That's funny.
Set hit waves. Get Oscar into a position where he's able to catch some of these waves as well, but Jun.
Okay, less involved, Jun. Less involved in the plays, please. Can I just ask, was that a Mickey Mantle reference? Because if you did a Mickey Mantle reference while he's playing Poppy, that is actually next level.
Yes, but could you tell me who Mickey Mantle is?
He's a very famous baseball player.
Okay.
So it's like he's hitting it out of the park, you know? That was very solid.
I was like, the Irish guy definitely doesn't know about Mickey Mantle.
Who usually watch the LCS and are wondering why it's not on yet. Like, it's great reference there. Babe Ruth, other things.
Dragon now a minute and a half. Baron is, of course, an option as well. Vision going to be invested from both sides.
Dagda, not a secret Yankees fan.
G2's priority is not ready to set up for the Baron. I mean, that's obviously a benefit making Fnatic uncomfortable about approaching that objective. But the goal is to help Caps push out those side waves, keep funneling resources into him. Often, he can become a scary force because he spends so much time in a side lane that he then kind of closes any gold deficit that he finds himself in. But Humanoid is doing a very good job of matching him, constantly catching those waves the Caps is pushing out and maintaining that 1k gold lead that he has. Just be careful though. Does have the level advantage over Caps.
So we're just gonna sit here. All right. Well, let's see. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait and see if Fnatic does the thing at Dragon. Can they set up vision, actually get a pick with their long-range CC that they have, get control of the banana brush, force them into you.
Gold separates the two teams. It was been a relatively tense affair. Fnatic did get out to that early lead, and G2 have been able to kind of stymie them from doing too much over the last few minutes. Obviously, without a neutral objective up, apart from the Baron, there's not really too much to fight over.
Yeah, I'm a little worried for Fnatic trying to take fights at this stage, though, because 2 items across the board on G2 is kind of where they are at their scariest. You saw how much damage Caps was able to do on towards Jun.
TB force on Corki.
Yes, he's got 2 items, but this
What's this Renekton doing?
Particularly hard into a tanky front line right now. G2 setting up, seeing if they can land the poke.
Okay, they're trying to threaten tier 2 and tier 1 in mid, tier 2 top, tier 1 in mid. All right. I mean, the setup isn't terrible for why are we TPing? Why are we TPing? Why is Oscar TPing?
Broken Blade will be trying to get in towards the back of the team, stuns him up. Curtain call coming out, Broken Blade trying to dodge away from the second shot, the third shot, eaten by Mickey, the Magnet Storm. Mickey takes the fourth, Keeper's burning, knocks back one, the Strangled Thorn.
Well, I guess it doesn't matter because we got enough damage on a Broken Blade and he had to use everything, including his flash and his rocket belt to get out, so... Oh, face plant in the wall. It's too bad. Hans probably would have died there.
Regains control over the pit, over the Drake. Yike trying to get in, but Oscar puts him in his place.
I really don't think they should have TP'd there, though.
Dashing forward, looking for Razork, but he just doesn't quite have the damage. Razork escaped with about 15 HP. Oscar does not have that same luxury. Caps will look for more. He can't find it. Fnatic able to get out with the Drake.
So basically, my issue with the TP from Renekton is like, so the initial call here was like, okay, we're gonna push top while we slowly push in here, and you know they already baited out the TP from Corki, and we want to push mid, right? So we're trying to create pressure in mid and top lane. But the thing about this is you don't want to all in, like you just created the pressure, threatened to take the tier 2 top. Force them back, right? Don't opt into this play. You know, don't opt into this. This is the situation. Like, sure, they lose a wave into the tower, but you're actually just playing right into G2's hands because you haven't created a pick and you haven't forced them apart. And in essence, like Broken Blade trying to go for a flank right here is what actually causes the problem because he gets in range and takes a bazillion damage. Like, he's lucky he doesn't get hit by the Jhin W as well. But he has to burn absolutely everything. Jhin actually flashes forward here, forces his flash, so he forced Rocket Belt flash. So now you are chunked out and you can't get into the fight. But, like, I just think you can apply better pressure if you're Fnatic. Like, there's a way to get tier 2 top and the Drake at the same time here, in my opinion. Like, they would have had to TP Broken Blade to the top side, and if they start Drake, you know, Fnatic is dictating the pace of this game. Like, okay, so let's say you give up Drake. Yeah, sucks. You don't get soul point, right? But you probably get tier 2 top and tier 1 mid. And you know what? With a pick composition, by the way, guys, I know Dragon Soul is great and all, but you have to get 2 Drakes to get it. In a pick comp, getting rid of tier 1 mid is the single most important objective because it allows you to get deep vision to increase your chance of creating picks, right? Also allows you to bait Baron much better. So I think you can actually just give this up if you're Fnatic and just like use the pressure you created. 5 grubs help as well. That's a good point, which outsider they do. So, I mean, you can give up that Drake, I think. And I think trading that Drake for tier 1 mid and tier 2 and top is very good.
Broken Blade's immediately forced to disengage. 50% HP. Jun sees a nice
But
angle.
Broken Blade
Forced
getting
to start
fucking
into
owned
engage.
while trying to flank is really the problem here. Because if that doesn't happen, then G2 also can win this fight.
Damage from both Hansama and Caps at range, chipping away at their HP. But once the CC lands, you can see how quickly G2 is forced to disengage from the fight.
Yeah, and the fact that you end up with that initial engage coming through from Jun just puts G2 in such an awkward spot because Yike has to walk the entire way around the back, so you've no extension front line for Hansama. And then with the re-engage here, Hansama, that's so unfortunate. Like, has to be nearly single-digit HP for Razor.
I mean, they do get it, but they have to use all of Broken Blade's sums to get the kill onto Renekton.
Now it's sole point for Fnatic, and they are eyeing up a win in the first game of this best of 5.
I mean, this game hasn't been great, guys, but this game also hasn't been terrible. This one has not been super bad.
And G2
I feel you guys are overselling this a bit.
on their way to their first title.
I mean, I hate the fact that Fnatic can't get any kind of vision control.
G2 have been struggling across this playoff, but right now they are not.
And they're just getting picked off and dying. That seems pretty silly.
And now forces a numbers advantage for G2 on the map. G2 4-man in mid. Going to start
to pick. Jun takes 6 years. And G2 have been struggling across this platform that would begin.
Why not pressure turret? Yeah, exactly. So here, let's look at this state. Oscar is going to be pushing up, right? You actually do have a pink ward here, so you can protect the Renekton. What else do we have, guys? Oh, we have 2 blue trinkets that have wards up, so we could actually just blue trinket the Baron pit, see if they're doing it, and then push. Right? But no. What if, guys? What if?
And G2 have been struggling across this.
What if we just face checked instead?
They are not struggling to find a pick. Jun taken out. First death of the game for the Rel.
And now forces a numbers advantage for G2 on the map. G2 4-man in mid. Going to start to teeter over towards this Baron just to see if they can draw Fnatic in. Because if you look at the bot side, you've still got Broken Blade who's pushing in. You have the TP for Humanoid, so he can't match, but yeah, Broken Blade doesn't.
Yeah, Broken Blade doesn't have his TP, right? And Fnatic know that because he TP'd into the last fight. It was very obvious when he used it. So they'll know that if Humanoid matches the bot side, Broken Blade would have to stop him from teleporting into the battle. G2.
Why is he freezing?
Once again, set up a line of scrimmage, go over to their lane.
Why is he freezing?
Not expecting there to be a big fight over any immediate objective. Is actually set up a freeze on the bot side of the map.
Yeah, why is Humanoid freezing bot?
Okay, I say that freeze didn't last very long.
I mean, no freeze lasts very long at this point in the game anymore, but he did try and like freeze it. Now he's not?
Broken Blades.
Humanoid, no flash, slicing mouse from going down. Humanoid already down to 10% HP. The Culling finds his mark and the light slinger to the heart of BB. Yike, though, here to try and back up his top laner. Humanoid will fall in the end.
Okay.
That's your jungler on the bottom side of Fnatic.
So they just show jungle on bot side, so it's free Baron?
Coming out as well to enhance those plants. Caps caught up with the captive audience. The curtains open as Caps.
Why are we trying to kill Caps instead of the Baron?
Noah coming in from the side as well. Mickey did a great
what?
job of stopping the curtains from opening onto Caps, and now Hansama tries to put some more damage down. Mystic shot doesn't quite connect.
Why don't they just burn Baron?
Puts him in the dirt, sent home in a body bag. Oscar pops the Dominus, but he's not the one doing the dominating here. Caps TP's back in. True shot barrage. He'll look for Razor.
Rocket
goes in with the Valkyrie. Phosphorus bomb into the mid-towers is enough. Caps flash. One doing. Mystic shot doesn't. Noah coming out as well too.
So what I don't understand is the call. The call is that we do the Baron because we're gonna Zyra ult the Baron, right? Mickey X knocked. That's huge, actually. Mickey, that's actually a great play by Mickey. He knocked Razark away.
Noah coming in from the side as well. Mickey did a great job of stopping the curtains from opening onto Caps, and now Hansama tries to put some more damage down. Mystic shot doesn't quite connect. The glacial prison, no one. Jun puts him in the dirt, sent home in a body bag. Oscar pops the Dominus, but he.
That is true. I mean, if you're trying to play this against a Poppy, that is a rough situation. But like, I don't understand why we care about this Corki so much. This Corki is just not relevant. So we use the Zyra ult here, and then we just get totally distracted by Caps. And because Jun is over here, he can't actually zone these two out of the pit. So Poppy then gets a free ult onto Razork, and they can't finish Baron. I don't understand why they give a shit about Caps being there.
Of stopping the curtains from opening onto Caps, and now Hans Summer tries to put some more damage down. Mystic shot doesn't quite connect. The glacial prison though on Jun puts him in the dirt, sent home in a body bag. Oscar pops the Dominus, but he's not the one doing the dominating here. Caps TP's back in. True shot barrage. He'll look for Razork. He goes in with the Valkyrie. Phosphorus bomb into the missiles is enough. Caps flashes away, survives. And
Why do we care? Why do we care what Caps is doing?
His ultimate knocked Razork away, and then he pinned Noah
Just
to
zone the
wall.
Poppy.
What
The
should
Poppy's
have
the
been
one that
a
can get rid of the
huge kill to
jungler.
Caps gets completely shut down by this Poppy, and G2 turn the fight around, and now they've got the Baron.
I'm shocked that this is how that passage of play went, especially when you look, it started with Humanoid getting that kill onto BB on the bot side and Yike having to go down to help.
Just watch Mickey.
Yeah, it was great. As you can see, the engage starts to come through. Noah sets up as Jun goes over the wall. He opens up with the curtain call, but doesn't realize that Mickey's in behind right after he boots Razork out. Slams Noah to the wall, which prevents the final shot going on towards Caps. Jun doesn't have enough damage, and now Caps is able to get the reset so he can TP back in. And Hans Sama, he's under no threat.
Mickey has been both winning and losing this game. The duality of Mickey.
That's one of those cuts where nothing is going to happen, but for a moment, it looks like something might happen. G2, though, now in the gold lead for the first time in about 20 minutes in this game. They do still have to be wary of a Cloud Soul available for Fnatic in 30 seconds' time. Fnatic look like they're overloading the top side of the map right now. Humanoid already here. Razork and Noah on their way across. Jun is going to match with Noah in the mid lane, but G2 can answer. Broken Blade has flash, has slicing Maelstrom, and Humanoid doesn't flash in time in the end. He tries to get out, but he can't. It's gonna match.
So now we're pushing top into a team that has Baron, and we don't know where anybody is. So let me be clear. Let me be clear about this. These guys have Baron. These guys are not anywhere close, and these guys are pushing up. Because I guess they think that they're going to go Drake, but they have no vision until they... And they just get flashed on and die.
He tries to get out, but he can't escape the clutches of Mickey. Oscar in permafrosted underneath the
Okay.
tower. And G2 find two more. Meanwhile, Hans Summer pushing in the bot side will get a tier 2 tower for G2, and Fnatic get one in the mid.
The flash ulti from Broken Blade was huge. A big punish onto the top side, defends that top tower, and gets another 2 kills for G2. Fnatic tried to trade by unlocking that mid tower after so many minutes, but G2 just get themselves the bot tier 2 along with the dragon as well. The momentum has very quickly shifted, and it's Fnatic that's forced to play on the defense.
Even a TP from Broken Blade just to keep up pressure. They get the dragon now. They want to use this Baron buff on the tier 2 in mid. You just don't have the resets coming through here for Fnatic just yet. So mid lane tower with this next wave should fall.
You also don't really have much range. Like Razork can put down a plant or two, but as soon as they're killed off, the curtains will open. But I'm pretty sure Yike's fine with the blinds being closed as they take the mid tier 2. G2 trying to cheat tempo a little bit there by waiting around the corner. Can't go up towards the top side. Broken Blade could match that wave pushing in. Oscar looking for a flank position. Deadly Flourish going wide. Broken Blade still waiting. Not spotted as far as I'm aware. Jundo is caught out. He dashes away. Oscar looking for that flank. G2 immediately collapse. Mickey able to avoid some of the culling, but he can't avoid the final shot, so he will fall. Oscar pays. Jundo is caught out. He dashes away. Oscar looking for that flank. G2 immediately collapse. Mickey able to avoid some of the culling, but he can't avoid the final.
Oscar just commits suicide.
Can't go up towards the top side. Broken Blade could match that wave pushing in. Oscar looking for a flank position. Deadly Flourish going wide.
It's just so weird. Like, I feel like Fnatic could have gotten vision, could have played this around turrets so much better this game. Like, could have played around the Baron control so much better. They did legitimately have a window to do Baron, but you have to know who is marking whom. and what the real threat is, because that fucking Corky and Tribrush just like poking you doesn't do anything. And you already committed the Zyra ult in, so you just have to protect the Zyra so you ensure that you get the smite.
Gonna go and collect that one, and Sama gonna keep pressure up in mid lane, knowing that he's very easily able to escape if anyone Fnatic shoves on through. So it may not have been as many kills as G2 would have liked, but they get that topside tower.
I think for G2, it's also a big thing that Hans is having a good game on the Ezreal.
Yeah.
Something that he just hasn't played so far in summer. Question marks around whether or not this is something they could play. And remember, Fnatic's draft approach was banning out Hans Sama's champions. So him having the ability to rely on something like the Ezreal opens up the draft options for G2, while also puts that pressure on. These teams also have to be thinking about, because this is a long series, right? Even though right now it's a very close affair, 14 kills to 16, we're at 30 kills, 30 minutes. G2 have the Baron, but that doesn't mean that this game couldn't swing just as easily as G2 swung it in the first place.
And just look at the damage that Hans has put down in this game. Obviously, Ezreal, very easy to put damage. Well, good if you are accurate.
I mean, he has
Easy
been,
if you're accurate.
he's been very accurate in a lot of these
You were going to
fights.
say surprisingly accurate.
Sequence. He was themselves with their backs against their put down.
Lead on towards Humanoid Noah is going to be pretty hurtful for G2 if they end up in a wrong position as well. So they'd be very careful. Infinity Edge just completed for Noah alongside that rapid fire kind of means he's going to be hitting like a truck. So I think for G2, you have to be.
Caps is going to be the one marking Oscar in it in this side lane, answering that. He does have TP up right now, so he can teleport up towards the top side. A minute on the Baron and a minute and a half before Cloud sold for Fnatic if they can take the next Drake. G2 still one dragon away from it. And you can see Fnatic just trying to get some vision in here, putting a ward near the river. Not able to get anything deeper than that right now. Jun kind of needs his buddies. You want to tag team through the jungle. Don't really want to be exploring it by yourself, because there be Mickey, like waiting around the corner as well.
Just a bit of a battle over vision for the time being, as you rightly said, Medic. Just patient play now as we wait.
Fnatic should really be trying to set up around Cloud Drake, I think. Because like G2 can't actually give up this Cloud Drake, and there's a very narrow like 30-second window for them to take Baron before they have to be concerned about Cloud Soul. So I feel like you can actually just set up on the opposite side of the map if you're Fnatic.
18s are being completed.
Like, we're trying to pressure in here, but we're never going to make any kind of ground inside the jungle, really.
And that needs to be careful, because the TP behind them by Broken Blade, the slicing Maelstrom could be devastating if they overstep, and even without him, look at the damage that's gone down onto Humanoid. Almost at half HP just from the poke out of Hans.
I feel like it's fruitless to try and push in at them on Baron when they could set up for, when they could push out bot and try and set up for Drake. Xchip 102, 95 months. Thank you for your subscription. You're almost there. Almost at 100.
Broken Blade's walked in, has flash, but exhaust available for Jun.
That's the problem when you start to fall behind against a team that has a good amount of poke. It's so hard to even check a bush. Jun, for the luxury of trying to poke his nose into his own jungle, takes about a quarter of his HP. Broken Blade looking for that shuriken as well. Captive Audience doesn't land on anyone. Cap's now going to start up the Drake himself, and Fnatic are none the wiser. Easy enough for G2 because they've controlled vision around here for so long. Mickey caught out though, flash shadowing and strike. He flashes away. The Magnet Storm was within an inch of catching Mickey, but it wasn't quite close enough. Yike lands the smite. The hit for so long. Mickey caught out though, flash shadowing.
Like, because you give them so much time on the top side, and like Fnatic actually never threatens either objective, and they could have just been working their way over to Drake this whole time. And I don't think there was a long enough window to get Baron, and you can actually just straight up trade Baron for Cloud Soul, I think.
The keeper's verdict knocks away two as Mickey goes in for more. Humanoid ignited. He's going to dash away. Still alive to fight another day as Fnatic do get one out of the fight, but they lose the Drake.
A Maelstrom available if they want to try and TP him in behind Fnatic.
That ward where Humanoid just walked is a ward for Broken Blade to TP on. Deadly Flourish landing. Yike though, he's the tankiest member. But still Fnatic find him. Broken Blade TP towards the bottom side of mid. Look at the damage onto Humanoid and Razork. Everyone blinking health bars. Really on nowhere here. They want anyone healthy to try and stand up to the face of G2. Broken Blade and Cap still looking for that flank.
Broken Blade has flash and ult.
He goes in with a slicing Maelstrom and isolates Noah, but with a cleanse and a flash.
I mean, Han's not there, guys.
Continue to live to fight another day.
It's all right. He got there.
G2. There's 3, make it 4 perhaps as they want more. Oscar in, forced to flash away. G2 have a pushing lane in top.
And you can see the poke damage from G2 is just ruthless. Fnatic killed the
Oh, yeah, Ezreal's just so broken, man.
The HP to commit to the Baron. And now with 4 members dead,
I mean, hopefully this is just like first. This is just Ezreal's like B1 pick worthy right now. I mean, I think he needs to be banned on red side. I mean, that game wasn't ultra bad, guys. I mean, Fnatic really played badly around the objectives, but it wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad.
You did sound like you were calling it like dance numbers. It's like 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3.
And what a dance we've had on the Rift so far.
It's been a jig.
It was an early cha-cha out of Fnatic.
Believe us, it goes from bad to worse. Like, it was pretty bad, but it wasn't like
Win the game in the end.
mega stinker. You know what I mean?
Freestyle.
Isn't that just like freestyle? Saying it's freestyle is just cheating.
Okay, so we have MF, Ashe, and Sejuani banned, so we're just not going to ban Ezreal. Okay, so surely we're going to first pick Ezreal, right?
Well, with the Sejuani,
No, we're first picking. Why are we first picking? Are we just? Is this what we're going to do? We're just going to take Zyra Renekton every game?
because Sejuani's been such a
Type of engage top, maybe.
What? Where is the Ezreal priority? Brand, Corki. There it is. Okay. It shouldn't fall this far down the draft, though, in my opinion.
would be banned away as well.
If even the
Essentially, that's where Kai'Sa's
Rel ban against Jun. It's been Jun's best champion.
effectively trades that Ezra.
I think Jun's best champions are Rel and Renata.
I wouldn't be surprised to see the Kai'Sa come through here, and then you can kind of set up for.
So, okay. Jin for Sav, you have enough damage at the brand. All right.
Instead, it's
Jin not.
Some more range to the G2 composition. Next in
Pretty annoying for CC and Engage. You can take Renekton. Okay, we're just going to take the Ornn in the top side for safety. So huge amount of Engage and setup. This is going to be all about Yikes brand. This is really interesting because, like, Yikes not really an AP jungler player outside of Lilia. This is a poke composition. Again, they should be focusing on the top side with the Zyra and Renekton, but they can't really dive the Ornn, probably. We'll see how much Jun can get on the map with an Ezreal on his team. Like, if Jun can roam top side or roam mid, this might be pretty different.
I am not the biggest fan of Jin in this scenario, though, because usually when I like Jin, it's, hey, we've gone for carry top laner, carry jungler, carry mid, and we haven't engaged support. We want
G2 definitely has really good engage and setup, though, for mid to late game.
Just kind of missing a lot of the damage that Hans Sama could potentially evolve from
The Ornn getting online could be absolutely huge. Ornaments on brand also sounds scary.
So I think the logic behind the Jin is tank, which Jin, while he can struggle to a degree, struggles significantly less. And if he does get to pop off,
How's it going, Monty? When's the next cooking stream? Maybe something spicy? Well, I can tell you that butter chicken was quite spicy. Probably next week.
we're going to be jumping into game 2. We'll see how things pan out. Because last game, Fnatic, they got off to an early lead. They found a lot of great skirmishes. But it was really that Baron. It was Mickey's Poppy that changed things and made things a little miserable for Fnatic later on.
Are you a master of the Rift?
I'm still sad they took out the ornament names. Yeah, I didn't know that until I was trying to look up what one of them was, and I was like, it doesn't have a name.
Tech chests and skins. This week's code is a mystery according to our auto queue, but you can read it on the screen. It says Herald 35. Just type that in.
Why do you always do that, Medic?
What?
Yeah, you could have just...
I'm like Anchorman. Okay? I'm one burgundy.
see.
I read what's on the screen.
Well, you didn't read what was on the screen.
Yeah, well, that's because I'm better than one burgundy. Gameplay game 2. HUD. In-game HUD. Viz sponsors game 3.
Minions have spawned.
They have. So, playoffs. They're getting out where they were in the regular season. How is it that they so
Okay, Mirror
consistently
Jungle
manage
starts
to
with
fight
Jungle
back
starting
in
on
the fight?
blue.
They make smart decisions. Against the composition that G2 had drafted, it was just, it was always going to be a difficult objective to contest, and ultimately execution was better by G2. And I guess you could argue that in the clutch, G2 can rely on their execution. It's a very vague analysis because there's not...
Yeah, I think what G2 are very good at is actually Mickey
needs
It's something that we talked
What is
about
Mickey
yesterday
doing?
was the G2 magic. Niski even talked about it on the desk, but we weren't really seeing. But we're definitely seeing a bit of it today.
Yeah, I think what
So they hit 2, right? And somehow they don't know that they're hitting 2, and then Mickey dies? What? Was it beautiful? Mickey just walked into them when they were about to hit level 2. They hit level 2, and then he just gets E'd on by Ezreal and chain CC'd and dies. What? So let me just point something out here. Hans autos. Okay, they're backing off. Hans has 2 shots. Hans has no shots. He has 0 shots. And Mickey's like, but what if we continued to walk forward while Jhin is reloading? And then also, they should be able to count the minions in the wave. This is wave 2. There are no more melee minions. They are level 2.
I think what G2 are very good at is actually Mickey.
And they have gap closers, so Nautilus can't get out. Nautilus also does not have Aftershock anymore. Aftershock is gone, so he's actually quite squishy. So he loses Aftershock the instant they are able to all in at level 2.
Counter where it's like, oh, I'll stun you, you root me. They both pop their aftershocks. Mickey did not realize Jhin was going to hit 2 as he walked into the bush. Really well played by Jhin and by Noah. It was actually a top tier support gameplay.
Yeah, I mean,
really, I feel like you look at Han Sam and he's like, this motherfucker has no Jhin bullets. Because Hans wastes his Jhin bullets on the Aftershock Leona. There's the dancing grenade, right? Oh, no, that was the fourth shot. Dancing grenade was first, then the fourth shot. But they now have nothing, and they are level 2. And so it's Q into E for Leona.
Already off to a great start in this matchup in the bottom side of the map, but now Razork already going to make his way down here, knowing that Mickey has no flash. I think it's more to just make sure you can safely crash the wave, but maybe
did LS decide to stop streaming? There's something I don't really know what's going on with him. I didn't ask, but I think he said he's not streaming because of something with his like visa in Korea. Like maybe he can't work for a certain amount of time. I don't know. I think he's not streaming not because he doesn't want to, but because he is trying to get some residence stuff done.
It'll be a risky one. Maybe looking to see it. Yike could start at top side, could go down towards.
I don't know why, but I don't know what the why he can't stream, but he did, I believe, say he can't stream because of his Korean residence stuff. I don't know what that means. The thing about LS. So, like, LS doesn't have an ability to live in Korea long-term like I do. The reason why I can live here indefinitely is because my wife is, even though she's American, she basically has a Korean green card because she's of Korean blood. So, as the spouse of somebody with her visa, I can stay here for however long I want. I can't work in Korea. I do not have a work visa, but because I am not taking like a job in Korea, I am bringing money into their economy by doing my work, remote work. It doesn't matter because ultimately Korea likes it when I'm here making money and putting it into their economy, right? And I'm not taking any jobs from anybody here. It's crazy that you can't work in Korea. If my wife was a Korean citizen, I could work in Korea. But because my wife is the equivalent of like a Korean green card, I can't. But because LS doesn't have, he has to do some like, I don't know if he's trying to be a citizen or I don't know what visa he's going for. But he's got a lot more hoops to jump through as a result. I just kind of can be here for free because of my wife.
The deadly flourish as well. That next wave is a long way away. More to poke Hun Summer and Mickey than anything. Oscar, though, in the top side. Gonna struggle. Flashes away from the Seer, but the conflagration from Yike is enough.
Would Ellis have to go to the military to get citizenship? Probably, yeah. Pinoteco, thank you for your subscription with Twitch Prime. I'm assuming Ellis can't get married in Korea for reasons? Yeah, it turns out gay marriage isn't a thing in Korea, so he cannot get married.
Nice job from Yike to manage to just finish that one off. Just clipping him, but now Fnatic realize that could be the go button on the bottom side. Wave.
Yeah, you do have to, if you want to get citizenship, you do have to be very good at Korean. Is your wife not? My wife is American, guys. She was born in Seoul. She's a naturalized American, but she doesn't have Korean citizenship anymore. So, because she is an American and has been for decades, but the thing about Korea is there aren't enough Koreans because of their demographic crisis. So they like it when people with Korean blood come back to Korea. If you're ethnically Korean, you can always eat. So they do this all the time. So if you are ethnically Korean, even if you were a Korean adoptee, so let's say you were adopted from Korea in the 80s as an infant and you've never been to Korea and you don't speak a word of Korean, but you are ethnically Korean, you can get a green card and work in Korea.
Risky though. The cleanse flash on Hans Summer. Mickey still has the aftershock. They flash for Hans. The cleanse away. Hans tries to jump towards the top side, but he's on the wrong side of the rift as Razzle can find him. Mickey trying to trade in with Noah.
Does Korea only allow one simultaneous citizenship? If you are a man and you want to be a dual citizen, you have to do military service.
Side. Wave frozen away. A lot of vision. They know that the jungler is here.
So,
Man, this is still super risky though.
most people choose to drop their Korean citizenship to avoid doing, a year and a half, 2 years of military service. My wife is a woman, but she dropped her Korean. I don't know why she dropped her Korean citizenship. Whatever.
Cleanse flash on Hans Summer. Mickey still has
She can always get her Korean citizenship back later.
the aftershock. They flash for Hans. The cleanse away. Hans tries to jump towards the top side, but he's on the wrong side of. Man, this is still super risky though. The cleanse flash on Hans Summer. Mickey still has the aftershock. They flash
All right,
for
so we're
Hans.
just
The
flash
cleanse away.
queuing them.
Hans tries to jump towards the top side, but he's on the wrong side of the
Good
rift.
dive, good
Razzle can
punish.
find him. Mickey trying to trade in with Noah.
I mean, ultimately, Fnatic.
Do you have to do the military service regardless of your age? No. If you're old, you don't have to do it. Maybe the cutoff is like 35, something like that.
Continue to extend their advantage on the bot side of the map. Both junglers have a kill. You can see the goal difference is literally 0. As Yike was able to find a play on the top side of the map, relieving some of that pressure in a matchup that I think is already, early on is not favored towards the Ornn, but Ornn can definitely have a nice time into that matchup and eventually scales to a point where you just offer so much more in the later game. Yike, though, I think needs to turn his attention back towards the bot side of the map because I don't think you can afford to let Noah run away on this Ezreal.
Yeah, especially with the early tier buy already there, he's going to very quickly work up to Sheen. But Humanoid now going to feel a little bit of pressure as Yike moves up to try and help out Caps. Just really want to get this wave crash because it is pushing in towards Humanoid.
Oh, that's good damage.
Yeah.
Thing is, Leona OP with Aftershock and Eclipse, so just lives.
Just the burn, right? Just that passive burn alone can be super obnoxious, especially at early levels. And as you rightly said, if you get those 3 stacks, it does even more damage. So they force Jun back, of course. He had no flash available.
So basically, BB can play conservatively on the top side. If they don't play around this Renekton, Renekton's probably going to be super useless later on.
Just spawned. G2 have shown propensity so far in playoffs to prioritize that side of the map. And we'll see if they continue to do so as pings come down on the top side. Yike going to be spotted out on the pings. Oscar number 6.
I think it's much ado about nothing.
I think though what we're seeing is, because we were kind of hitting on it earlier on, is what do G2 do that's very good? It's getting Caps into position where he...
When is SI and Power Spike? Power Spike is tomorrow. SI is 2 days.
And I know that sounds like, oh, we can just carry in fights, but it's not in fights. It's how he's then never set behind early and gets to a position where they feed him a ton of resources in side lanes, and then he ends up in this 1v1 situation so regularly that you can't actually play through that side lane against Caps because Caps almost always has an advantage, and that makes it really tough then when you hit a mid game. But Fnatic, when I try and punish bot lane,
They had some no flash, no cleanse, only level 4.
This is a really good punish to the bot side, though. Like, the Renekton isn't getting ahead, but the denial on this bot side is crazy. I know I didn't have to use barrier there, but it's whatever. It was a safety barrier. It's fine.
Previous game, they were playing on these stacked waves very well, and they're continuing that momentum here in game 2. Noah now with a very healthy lead in the bot side of the map.
Broken Blade's doing a good job of farming under turret, though.
From a lot of farm. And And this Ezreal is very quickly getting out of control.
And you're going to start to rotate that troublesome Ezreal up to that top side as well for Void Grub potential here too. You're already getting that crash coming through from Oscar in on the top end, so he can reset, go and match the push on bot. You're going to try and trade for Dragon as he knows that this is probably going to be the case, but in a tower take potential, Noah's going to have the advantage over a Jhin. So at the moment, G2 are going to be just behind the play because of the way the lane assignments are right now.
See Mickey trying to team up with Caps in the mid lane. Jun here as well, shepherding Humanoid towards that mid lane tower. Grubs exchanged for the Drake at basically exactly the same time. Broken Blade still no flash as Razork has made his way up here. Noah already here, of course. Call of the Forge God onto Oscar. He might die. The slicing Maelstrom.
Oh, we're just inting. Oh, he healed.
Already here, of course. Call of the Forge God onto Oscar. He might die. The slicing Maelstrom. Not even in this game.
Why did he heal?
Broken Blade finds one. Noah though.
Oh, did he heal from a minion dying?
Onto Oscar, he might die. The slicing Maelstrom. Not even in this game is the slice and the dice. Broken Blade finds one. Noah though.
Pots? Oh, it's okay.
Onto Oscar, he might die. The slicing Maelstrom. Not even
no.
Broken Blade still no flash as Razork has made his way up here. Noah already here, of course. Humanoid towards that mid lane tower. Grubs exchanged.
Looks like they better jump the gun on this one a little bit.
Broken Blade still no flash as Razork has made his.
Okay. So Broken Blade just read this play.
For the Drake at basically exactly the same time. Broken Blade still
He hits. Oh, that was it. So what happens here is they're pretty transparent about how they're trying to dive this, guys. So Razork's coming up, and basically they're waiting for Fury to get up. So Oscarinin looks like he gets some Fury off that auto, which Giga telegraphs that he's walking up for Empowered W. So he walks behind turret. Broken Blade starts the ultimate, knocks him up against the wall. Chain CCs him, but he actually gets hit by the Empowered W right after he hits the R2, which is pretty crazy. Right? So he's literally in the middle of casting R2 when he gets stunned. But because he gets hit by it, that means Renekton takes aggro and then dies. Like that's a pretty obvious setup by Oscar, I think. Like Oscar, that play was just so easy to read because Renekton's like obviously just trying to stack Fury to walk up and W you. Like, Broken Blade played it well, but it was pretty obvious what Oscar was trying to do.
Oscar in because he stuck around on top and didn't move bot means it's a sizable wave.
Noah, very least trade 1-for-1 as Noah gets himself another kill.
So they also swapped Noah into the top side in order to make this play. And they trade 1-for-1.
Basically exactly the same time. Broken Blade still no flash as Razork has made his way up here. Noah already here, of course. Call of the Forge God onto Oscar. He might die. The slicing Maelstrom.
So they poured resources in, but they only traded 1-for-1, which means like now that, I mean, it's Jhin doing turret plates though, so it's pretty shit. Like Ezreal just kills turrets faster.
1-for-1 as Noah gets himself another kill, more plates. 3-0 and 1 for the Ezreal right now, a 1.1k gold lead. Noah is getting insanely strong here in game 2.
Nobody catching this bot wave though for Fnatic is a bit of a fumble. Oscar in because he stuck around on top and didn't move bot means it's a sizable wave that's died, whereas Broken Blade was actually able to get the majority of that first wave. So Broken Blade is going to be in a position where he's actually relatively okay in the grand scheme.
The thing is, you just push faster with the Ez though, so you're gonna get more plates. Jhin, not very good at pushing, turns out. So Noah actually getting insanely fed off of plates.
Couple more seconds with this top tier 1, and their gold lead will extend to about 2k. Once again, a sizable chunk of change.
They can proxy this wave too. They can proxy this wave, get all the money off this wave, deny the next wave into the tower.
It's just, I want to see how much
or not,
Noah
just
can do
fast
on
push it.
because we kind of like we've already seen him have
It's a huge amount of gold. He gets solo local gold too. Noah's enormous now.
And now he's just been so far accelerated that anywhere he shows up on the map, it feels like it's nigh on impossible for G2 to really fight.
is how they catch him out as well, right? Like, you've got Call of the Forge God, you've got Broken Blade going in, you've got the depth charge. Maybe it's enough, but if the Arcane shifts away and can just reset on the fight, it becomes so impossible to actually lock him down.
But also, if he Arcane shifts away, Razork sets up his ultimate. It's like, cool, just run across all this. There's so much protection for him here. It's really difficult to just find moments to close that gap. So if Noah can play a strong game, that's going to be the detriment of G2. And Noah had fantastic games against G2 already. When you look back, he was like 10-3 on the Caitlyn. It was more him getting caught out at specific moments. So as long as Noah is able to just play safe and play around his team, this could easily be Fnatic just riding the coattails of Noah to a win.
I mean, that's always been the sentiment towards Noah, that while he can definitely have strong performances, can he perform when it matters, right? He himself has talked about how the pressure and the anxiety can get to him. A large part of the change coming into this year, or following MSI, was him wanting to move away from social media so he could just focus on himself.
Will it be Power Spike this week? Yes,
and
tomorrow.
I think we've seen some improvements. You're seeing it in some of the stats so far in summer playoffs. But this is an opportunity for him to prove that and deliver on that. He's in a great position to carry the game for his team. Fnatic have a very healthy gold lead, with him making up half that advantage. Flash traded between the junglers.
Flash from Mickey forward, but not really too much follow-up yet. The Strangle Thorns will keep the icon.
I mean, you're zoned out of the choke point, so you can't really follow up. All right, they get it because they have Jhin ult, I guess. All right, all right. Here comes Shit Nectin. Very good TP. Excellent TP.
Razork tried to stick around after already burning his flash, and Mickey had him in his sights. Now Noah trying to 1v2 here. Does have to be a little careful, but trying to put pressure on both sides. That's so much damage!
True Shot Barrage has already been used. Deadly Flourish doesn't connect, and Noah able to walk away. You can see the damage that this Ezreal can do.
I wonder if that was an overextension from Razork, because the way I see it...
Meanwhile, Broken Blaze is going to get a fuck ton of gold on the top side.
After, right? He burns his flash and then goes back in.
Yeah, it was one of those things where G2, that they just kind of overstacked in mid. It seems like their game plan was to set up to prioritize that mid tower, maybe get some deep vision, considering...
Very good. Now Broken Blade is even in gold, and surely nothing could go wrong with an Ornn who's even in gold from a Renekton starting at 11 minutes.
That we saw there from G2, because we'll look back at it now. We'll see the setup. You can see that Razork, he feels like he's very safe right now. He has Jhin in front of him. He has Humanoid on his left. He doesn't realize that he's sitting on vision, flashing from Yike. And it's at this point, right, where you're saying, oh, the re-engage, but then Mickey was...
Good flash from Mickey.
He kind of creates the separation of Fnatic. They now have to rejoin.
Good Jhin ult as well from Hans.
Topside does have the flash, pops the Dominus first to try and escape this. Broken Blade still chasing forward. Oscar flashes, has the blast cone to get to safety.
Okay, loses his flash though. Not quite enough damage coming out yet from the Brand in order to find that kill. Dragon in 20 seconds though. Broken Blade's ultimate will be up in time for that fight. Question is, do they even want to try and fight it? I imagine that they will. They could, of course, just trade it for the grubs as Fnatic set their sights on the bot tower. They have the push in mid as well. Overall, great map state for Fnatic.
Yike on the way down, though, and I think that's where Fnatic are a little bit nervous. They know that reset's coming through. They even saw Han Sama leaving from the mid lane as well, so decide to back it up.
Why doesn't Fnatic just go for grubs? I don't understand why they're prioritizing some of these objectives. You know what I mean?
They just kind of overstacked in mid. It seems like they're getting this point, right, where you're saying, oh,
right, like you're pushing out top side here, but everybody's bot, and everybody's who is doing what on this team? Like Razork is like in lane.
Loses his flash though.
Oscar gets out, but you're not actually playing around the top pressure.
In order to find that kill.
And we have 3 people bot when we could just be getting 6 grubs.
Broken Blade's ultimate will be up in time for that fight. Question is, do they even want to try and fight it? I imagine that they will. They could, of course, just trade it for the grubs as Fnatic set their sights on the bot tower. They have the push in mid as well. Overall, great map state for Fnatic.
Yike on the way down, though, and I think that's where Fnatic are a little bit nervous. They know that reset's coming through. They even saw
they just saw... What's weird is they just saw jungle top, right? They saw jungle top, and they are just, like, slow pushing out the bot side.
Question is, do they even want to try and fight it?
They're like trying to get Drake control here, but I feel like you absolutely could try and play for 6 grubs if you were actually playing around Renekton pushing out top side, but Razork is bot.
Just look at where you are in terms of items if you're G2.
Maybe you can get grubs now.
G2 willing to give over that second Drake.
Bit risky though. Broken Blade has ult and he's topside.
Razork's now up towards those grubs, doing a little bit more. TP invested by
Why are we TPing cross map? We're just trying to give up 6 grubs.
Yeah, there's a ward at the back of the Void Grubs that just spotted out that Razork was there. So it's the TP to keep the tempo up so they can force back anyone from Fnatic, as you can see there, moving towards the bottom side. Yike just kind of doing his due diligence to force people away, and they're trying to hightail it towards this bot lane tower.
So Razork left, but then he started grubs again. Then Jun goes in.
Jun thought it was a 2v3, but eventually it's a 4v2. G2 turn it around.
Why are we just not trading this for grubs? What are they doing? It's like they're trying to put pressure on everywhere on the map at once. Okay, so they get Drake and then they move pressure to top side, right? But there's nobody up here. So you just get, again, you have a free cross map. Like, this should actually be advantageous to Fnatic.
Yike just kind of doing his due diligence to force people away, and they're trying to hightail it towards this bot lane tower.
You know what I mean? Like, they TP for this.
Another TP in by G2 as Jun thought it was a 2v3, but eventually it's a 4v2.
Like, they TP, so just take their tier 2. Their tier 2 is now just free. You got free 6 grubs, and you got a free tier 2.
In the bot lane, they'll get them, but they sacrifice their jungler for it.
I really think that's still a worthwhile endeavor for Fnatic, especially if Noah can get a kill into Hans.
Just the final mystic shot.
They might get top tower. Like, it's so low, you have
That's
6
what I'm saying,
grubs.
yeah. So what happened was 1-for-1 trade in bot lane. You also commit the TP from Broken Blade and from...
Oh, this is actually just trading down from G2. What the fuck, man?
I think that was a great play from Fnatic. They've only continued to extend their gold lead. Of course,
Why are we even TPing bot side if we're Broken Blade?
Losing your support in exchange for a 1-for-1.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty worth it.
You might lose Herald too, honestly.
Herald now alive with the resets coming through from G2. You imagine that that's likely going to be their objective. We'll look back at the dive, and Jun kind of goes in here looking to try and keep Caps underneath the tower. Nice response from G2 as he uses the Valkyrie to get away. But it was this nice ulti there from Jun. Locks out.
Why? I mean, Broken Blade was completely unnecessary that play. They didn't actually need him, and he used ult.
Awkward pathing, no flash available means that he ends up trading 1-for-1. Nice play there from Jun.
And now you got Fnatic opening up on this bottom side again, trying to get this outer turret for themselves.
So Fnatic now in a really good position because they can transition to bot side. They can get Herald maybe. They've got 6 grubs. They can take out turrets in advance. They got 3 minutes until Mountain Drake, and they can take Drake number 2.
Sending Broken Blade to top lane. My expectation would have been that they would send Caps up and then they would try and cross map, concede the bot tower, have Broken Blade with his ultimate, just catch this wave on bot. Because Caps is just kind of a spectator here, forced to watch as the tower falls.
Noah's an entire item up, basically.
There's no dragon for them to secure.
He has 100% kill participation.
On the bot side, when Herald is top side, and an easy objective in the form of that top tower is too. So there was an opportunity there for them to potentially cross map, but instead they just end up as spectators as Fnatic secure themselves another town.
And it kind of comes back to, again, like, hey, we want to try and force gold onto Caps. I think with the lead for G2, and they just want to try and isolate him into a 1v1 against Humanoid, against Oscarinin, where he can try and punish with that gold lead.
Fnatic in firm control of this game. 3,000 to a 3,500.
Yep, and they get Herald. Man, this is like so good for Fnatic. 6 grubs, Herald, ability to stack Mountain Drakes, get super tanky. I mean, the Renekton still sucks because the Renekton hasn't been played into, but this Ezreal should just take over the game, honestly. This Ezreal's just so strong right now. He's dead. Yike's dead.
Jun catches Yike though, and even with the pyroclasm, Yike is down. The Stranglethorns from across the wall as well. Might make it more. Caps finds another 2-for-2 so far in the exchange.
Can they get this? Nice flash.
But I think Jun predicted the flash.
More Caps.
Oh, and you always have a way to
True. Yeah, I'm not saying they have no way back in. Just to really get back into
Really good True Shot Barrage here.
For them.
I think by having on, you always have a way to
True.
No, he didn't predict the flash. The flash just, he tagged him with E before the flash. So the flash is wasted. Now they just have infinity priority. Now, like, they literally just bopped them. They have a minute to get turrets down with a Herald, by the way. And Razork's still alive, so he can drop Herald.
Predicted the flash from Yike with the Zenith blade and managed to connect onto him. So really well played by Jun. And now Fnatic open up a mid. they could potentially get 2 towers. Again, they have 6 Void Grubs here.
I guess the game plan there from G2 is to try and set up deep vision on the bot side of the map in order to be ready for the dragon spawning in 45, but more question marks for me. I feel like that the easy objective for G2 is that top outer tower. They continue to send Broken Blade up there. He's now getting collapsed on. Noah.
Going down.
Yeah, you don't want that smoke, man. Why did he flash? Why did he flash?
The wall flashes the NRG logo and
Noah.
going down and follow up from Hans Summer. Noah just
Why does he flash, man?
jumps across
The NRG logo is pretty funny, though.
flashes the NRG logo, and on the top side of the map, Broken Blade is being chipped away as well. No escape for him. You have to think where you're gonna go.
So now Mickey's dead. They're not going to be able to get vision control. Broken Blade's dead. Surely.
And Humanoid dashes forward. Broken Blade just trying to clear out the wave. He won't get it all, and Humanoid will take
Massive lead
0-1.
with 2 huge poke
Humanoid is
champions.
on a rampage right now. We look back at this fight.
Watch the Xena Blade. I
So the
think he
goal here
predicts
was
this.
obviously, I guess, to steal away the red buff. Fnatic quickly collapse.
Oh, yeah, it just follows him.
Connects the Xena's Blade. The Pyroclasm, as you called out, Medic, does a lot of initial damage, but Raz will go for the wall, and Oscar Ridden on the front line does even more. Ultimately, though, this is a 2 for 2, so you'd think it's not that bad, but then this triple kill secured by Humanoid. And then to make matters worse, mid is then secured by Fnatic. They find themselves a kill in top lane as well.
So they got actually both tier 1s in mid and bot, so Fnatic should, and they have Crab. This is theirs for free.
To G2 too, as they
3,000 gold lead for Noah. Very nice.
Fnatic with the momentum in their favor once again. 2 early games now in a row have been in their control. Let's see if they can close this one out.
And this is more than in their control. Like, this is a demolition by Fnatic. They're 5,000 gold ahead at 18 minutes. Their AD carry is 3k in the lead. If Noah's in a fight, you have to think is going to go in favor of Fnatic. For G2, you're left wanting so far. Yes, you funneled some gold into Caps. He's about even with his lane opponent, and all you've done is try.
Surely Noah is that guy, right? We all know that when you give Noah money, he definitely hard carries games and doesn't just play like shit. How are they pushing up? How are they pushing up? How is this allowed? Why are we trying to dive this turret into this fucking Zyra with Leandries? All right, so you just get you literally trade this for an inhib turret? Dude, they have 6 grubs. What are you doing?
G2 are trying to race against the 6 Void Grub team, and you already had the movement that you needed from Fnatic to defend that bot lane turret. G2 way overcommitting on the map state, thinking that maybe they can get something back, but Fnatic coming out on top with just nice plays and nice engages.
Humanoid is absolutely monstrous in a side lane right now. And while G2 are doing a good job of trading kills in the fight, 1-for-1s, 2-for-2s, Fnatic is just getting way more on the map. They still have their mid tower alive.
Yeah, Fnatic is like trading up cross map constantly right now. They're actually playing this well.
Falling apart with the top side completely exposed. Baron is now alive with.
They can just do Baron, I think. Like, this is 20-minute Baron, guys. You have Zyra. Zyra just ults it, right? You have Renekton in a side lane. You have double AD carry. This is a 20-minute Baron. Like, you can absolutely, you can probably 2-man this. You can probably just send Zyra Ezreal or Zyra Lucian, and you can 2-man this Baron, I'm pretty sure, at 20 minutes. If you commit Zyra ult.
G2 in trying to defend this are making a few mistakes on calls. Like Hans Sama cannot stand against no anymore.
20-minute Baron versus Brand Ornn? Sure, they're like, you don't. Yes, because Brand and Ornn aren't going to be there. Come on.
With that static shift to clear our waves, but Noah just jumps onto Hans Sama.
You have to be able to create side lane pressure and then just 2-man it.
Overforced in the bottom side, you've too many.
Obviously, you don't fight it if fucking Brand and Ornn are there, but G2 shouldn't be able to deal with this. Like, you wait until you have Baron control. The threat of Baron is so crazy on Fnatic right now. You also have 2.5 minutes, so you might as well just, like, try to Baron. Like, all you gotta do is just clear out the mid wave and then just walk over there and see if they show up or not. Like, you can bait out TP for sure. Why are we grouping? Why are we grouping? Why are we grouping?
Thought they were going all the way round, but it's ring around the roses for G2 as they find one quarter portrait coming down. Noah able to jump away, but he's still locked up, and it's happening again. It's happening again, but Fnatic are trying to slam the door in.
Why would you group?
Broken Blade falls low, 2 for 2.
Why would you group into Jin, Ornn, Nautilus?
For Fnatic to find themselves in.
For G2 as they find one quarter to take the long way around. They're trying to take a shortcut.
You baited the TP.
To the tower, Jun Low.
Why are you giving BB TP value?
All the way round, but it's ring around the roses for G2 as they find one. These engages might look.
Why is Ornn winning the side lane prio battle? He's fucking Ornn. Like, if you just think about it, Fnatic, how do they win this game? What is G2's win condition? Jin engage, Ornn engage, Nautilus engage. They can roll you in a front-to-back team fight. They have a fucking brand. Like, why are we 5-manning the mid lane? Why are we 5-manning the mid lane? Like, why is nobody pushing out side lanes? Why are we not, like, getting Baron control? Where is Lucian going? Where is this guy going? Question mark pings? Like, so Lucian's not there and we're just going to push up mid lane? Okay, Lucian comes back. But we're going to just 5-man this shit with a useless Renekton. Renekton, let's be very clear. Renekton does nothing in this situation. He can't put pressure on the turret. Renekton can't pressure a turret versus a ranged jungler and 280 carries. What is Renekton going to do? He needs to be in the side lane.
They thought they were going all the way round, but it's ring around the roses for G2 as they find one quarter portrait coming down. Noah able to jump away, but he's still locked up.
No, it doesn't have flash because he derped his flash earlier. And then he just gets rooted. And then he E's out. Trying to slam the door in G2's faces. Broken Blade falls low, 2 for 2. So far in the exchange.
A terrifying situation for Fnatic to find themselves in. A single overstep from Jun is immediately punished. Noah gets caught with all of his summoner spells up.
I don't understand why we don't just 2-man Baron. Like, I've seen teams 2-man Baron with Zyra at this point. Especially with a fed Lucian and a fed Ezreal, you can 1000% 2-man the Baron.
They try to push in towards mid. Oscar had already left to try and move to bot, so they pick off Jun initially. Noah's then overextended, he gets caught. Now, thankfully, Humanoid also fed as all hell. So when this re-engage comes through and Oscar is able to provide that front line,
the thing is, this isn't a good result because Fnatic didn't end up with anything out of it. Haha, we're so bad. Haha, I can't believe they walked into our trap. That's what Hansama's thinking. Haha, I can't believe they walked into our TP with 5 guys.
Also because he was saved from dying by Mickey. Like, Mickey dredgelines him as the 4th shot comes out of the curtain call and yeets him out of the way of the bullet. Like, it's a bit of anti-synergy between Hans and Mickey there. Still, Fnatic's gold lead, 5,000. A bounty on Humanoid's head of 650 gold. Someone definitely wants it.
It's all right, guys. It's not over yet. They still have a massive lead. By the way, the 2-man Baron is not off the table. If somebody fucking puts a pink ward in that pit.
Weapon of choice.
Renekton and Leona have pink wards. What if we put a pink ward in the pit and then threaten it? You know what? You know what? I'm willing to give Fnatic. They got Broken Blade's TP. They got Broken Blade's TP. Broken Blade is bot side. Surely now, it was a little bit of a whoopsie, but surely now when we see Ornn on the bot wave, when we see Ornn on the bot wave, we will commit to this Baron, right? Right?
probably Boris, as he wants to get that gold in the pockets of.
Will Jun use the pink ward in his inventory?
Now complete for Caps and for Hans Summer, the Infinity Edge second. His
Will Zyra walk to Baron instead of doing Raptors?
weapon of choice. But 3 for Humanoid. It's gone IE, Kraken,
No.
and Lord Doms.
I'd like to see Fnatic slow down a little bit, though, in the way that they're trying to set up these plays, because there's no need to try and overforce like they're doing at the moment.
No, we're playing for third Drake. We need to play for third Drake, guys, instead of punishing Broken Blade, who doesn't have TP, with our composition that can do a two-man Baron.
If you find any sort of pick with Jun or Riser, people die. You don't need to.
They did pink ward the Baron pit, but they didn't do anything, and now Broken Blade's in the mid lane. He just gets to go wherever he wants on the map for free.
RTPing in, they want to try and commit towards this. Oscar Innen is in base.
Played in. Jun caught out first. The strength
Okay.
coming down as well. Mickey's the first to die. Curtains open for
Oscar's here. He's helping.
Oscar Innen is in base.
Oscar
Played in.
autos a ward.
Out first. The Stranglethorn's coming down as well. Mickey's the first to die.
So Oscar is not ulting. Why? So Oscar is not ulting, even though he has flash, and he knows Jin is ulting here. And he could have generated Fury and then flash W'd him. So instead, though, Oscar bails on another flank. He kills the ward. And then he runs around in a circle.
The target for Fnatic, G2 pushing down mid.
It's a trade of supports, as you said. Dragon exchange for the mid-tier 1. I feel like
Okay, it's okay, though, because they're on soul point now, right, guys?
With a lot of ultimates used, there's a world where they could force this.
You know, it's fine. Just give up a lot of
It looks like they'll just
In mid at least.
objective bounties. It's fine.
Fnatic still put themselves at soul point, so it's definitely not the worst
It's
case
fine.
scenario for them, and still 1 for 1 in overall kills, but just look at the map control that G2's gaining. They have vision on Fnatic's top side of the jungle. G2's able to get the Scuttle Crab as well. Fnatic now have to fight.
Okay, now's the time for Baron control. Now's when they get the Baron control, right? They get jungle control, they get Baron control.
So Fnatic might just try and force the Baron, knowing that they have a numbers advantage.
Definitely.
For just a moment. Humanoid only coming out of base, though, might leave them a little short.
So, right, because all you need is a single ulti.
I mean, it's also
It's still on
what
cooldown.
cost
Oh,
them
no, it's not.
the game in game 1, right? We talked about that Baron play, the call to take it.
I prefer this play much more. Just prioritize.
Okay, we 5-man mid, and then we engage. And then we engage. And we can't do anything because we have Renekton. And Renekton is a steaming pile of shit.
Forward looking for more. Cap takes the chunk with a mystic shot. The burn not enough to kill off the croc. G2 regain control of their own jungle.
I have a question for you guys. What is a side lane?
You can see how on a knife's edge
This guys,
Gentlemen, every time
this
I look at the kill
question,
score, like, it's always lined up with the timer.
I want you
25
guys to
kills,
know, this
25
is actually a
minutes,
question
skirmishing back
that will
and forth
always
between the
tell
two
you
teams. And we're really setting up for that
who is
big
European.
Baron or soul fight.
And the thing is, because you end up getting all those bounties around the turret,
100% accuracy. You can deduce if someone is European from asking this question, what is a side lane? Because Europeans can't answer this question. They can't answer it. Instant tell. This is actually how Americans discovered Nazi spies in World War II. They just asked everybody, what is a side lane? And the Nazis couldn't answer. True story.
Fnatic definitely can't afford to rest on their laurels. They're in a great position, as you highlighted, but this game could very easily turn on a knife's edge, just as we saw in the previous game. I feel like that we've got 2 similar drafts. Ornn, definitely a stronger engaged tool, but Zyra, probably a stronger disengaged tool. Fnatic, to a degree, have a little bit more range, but both compositions function in very similar ways. And so ultimately, a lot of these fights are going to come down to the execution and how they will set up around these objectives. We see
All of Europe is Germany? I mean, yeah, pretty much. Do you guys even European Union?
a lot of little wards
Yeah.
lifted around G2 jungle. They've been clearing out the
What do you think the EU is?
access to the Baron River for now.
I do think G2 have some non-committal range with Hansama. They can use non-committal engage. They can use with Hansama having that curtain call, because then essentially you just get to chase down a little bit, and no one on Fnatic apart from Jun is really tanky enough to try and absorb that. So I like what Fnatic are doing at the moment, which is just try and play out through side lanes. So maybe there isn't that moment, but Hans could open here. If G2 really want to commit on towards Noah and Razo.
I think G2 should just try and force a Baron to get the TP out from Humanoid right now because they can't really afford to send anyone. It looks like they are going to send Cap.
All right, they did side lane, guys, eventually. Do you see how they got actually local gold on there? Hey, look at that. We have things that can check Baron. I'm not sure. You know, they probably couldn't do Baron very quickly unless Yike was there. But it's not like Jhin does Baron super fast. So we're just going to ignore Baron this whole game, Fnatic. Okay. It doesn't matter. We're just playing for Mountain Soul. We're playing for Mountain Soul. It's okay.
That extra bit of pressure. I guess the concern is once you start the Baron, you're kind of using your turn to do that. So then if you then get forced away, G2 could potentially gain access into the mid wave, put Fnatic into an uncomfortable position. So starting the Baron does, of course, come with its own risks. But in a game like this, where ultimately it comes down to execution, you're always looking for those small advantages. And I know both teams playing very respectfully, playing very cautiously, vision being cleansed on either side. But it's G2 now that have control around the Baron.
It's also, like, there's just so much zone control from both teams when it comes to a Baron fight, right? Like, if Fnatic started up, Call of the Forge God, he's even got a nice little runway paid for him by the Baron to hit it. Pyroclasm coming in and a curtain call, right? Like, you might just all be fish in a barrel. On the other side, if G2 started up, Strangle Thorns, True Shot Barrage, and the Culling. Like, Solar Flare as well, just add it on top of it. Like, either team starting it is a risky endeavor unless they pull off it properly. Broken Blade TPing in here, the Solar Flare going down, and the Culling. Like, Solar Flare.
Okay, so we're trying to create a pick. Dude, the TPs have been outrageously bad. I mean, like, honestly, G2 has just gotten away with the TPs. Like, why are we TPing into the mid lane? Okay, so we just literally wasted TP before Dragon Soul. Noah is just inting. It's okay. Wait, what? Oh my god, the brand burn, dude.
Some sort of burn pulled. Void flare as well, just add it on top of it. Like, either team
that motherfucker got Leandried. So like, why? So we that first off, the teleport is shit. Like, honestly, Broken Blade CPs have been bad, but because they mind control Fnatic into fighting them every time. Okay, this is fine, guys. Everything is fine. Everything is fine, by the way. Everything is fine. Because surely Fnatic remembers that they have been playing this entire game not to take Baron, but just to get this soul. And then we E forward. And then we E forward. And then Caps comes over the wall. And then we just get hit by everything. Oh, we're not done engaging yet. Gotta love how Broken Blade is able just to walk away, and he literally has like no HP, and then Warmogs just gets him right back up because he's getting, look how much HP he gets back just from like walking around with Warmogs here. 149, 48. Look at that. Look at his HP gain. He was nearly picked off, and he gets his entire HP bar back. He regens 4,000 HP. This item's bullshit.
To open up, like slinging, shooting shots into the back of Broken Blade. Jhin now caught out. Hun Summer doesn't quite have the damage to actually kill.
Is this pre-nerf Warmogs? Yes, this is 14-13. Not that it would matter, because Broken Blade would be legit proccing the Warmogs at this point in time, so that the nerf would not affect this point in the game. So we literally just fumbled. We fumbled the dub. We fumbled the dub because they actually have a horrible TP, which allows our Renekton to get in stun rage miraculously. We chunk out the Ornn, and then we 1,000% can turn around and go to Drake right now. But instead, Noah has to E forward. This situation right here, you can just peel. You can absolutely just peel. But no, he's got to go in, guys. Yike must pay for his sins. This reminds me of that game that Aiming threw against Gen G. When he just eased in and then D plus would have beaten Gen G if Aiming didn't do that. Same shit. And so they just actually give up Soul. They have been playing this whole game for Soul, and then they fuck it up at the 1 yard line.
Because of the deficit that G2's at, that's a bounty. They've just claimed a bounty, but you look at how close these fights are, and it doesn't feel like they're at that kind of a deficit. Mickey just fumbles the engage, the TP comes through, Fnatic turn all their attention knowing that they have the numbers advantage, and Humanoid does so much damage in this fight.
Dude, the dub fumble is fucking crazy. Like, they just, Fnatic can't do an objective.
And he's immediately forced to retreat. Look at the burn! He just gets eviscerated from the passive damage from Brand. He tries to heal up on the Raptors.
Yeah, he tries to Q on the Raptors for life
I actually think it might
steal.
have been a conflagration bounce. So the Blaze passive conflagration is the E.
No, I know,
yeah, I think that just bounces to him right at the last moment, which is what kills him off. But, very close there for Noah. Solar Flare going down. Solar just gets chunked. The Strangle Thorns has been used. Yeah,
Wait, what?
Bounces to him right at the last moment, which is what kills him off. But,
What happens with Caps?
for Noah. Solar Flare going down. Solar just gets chunked. The Strangle Thorns has
He Valks in?
been used. Mickey trying to retreat, but already Caps is down. A huge shutdown for Humanoid as G2.
What?
Very close there. For Noah. Solar Flare going down.
I was like, why did he Valk in?
Strangle Thorns has been used. Mickey
I actually don't know if you can Valk over this wall or not. But you can definitely Valk backwards. I'm pretty sure you can't. It's too thick. But
Caps to him right at the last moment, which is what kills him off. Very close there for Noah. Solar Flare going down. The Blaze passive conflagration is the E.
No, I know,
yeah, I think that just bounces to him right at the last moment, which is what kills him off. But, very close there. Noah, Solar Flare going
you know what's so funny about this, guys, is like, so remember that this Ornn still doesn't have ult up yet. So like G2 is like hard posturing on this wave despite the fact that they don't have an Ornn ult up. So they can't really stop this engage. And certainly Caps can't walk up like that and just like fucking Valk in.
a huge shutdown for Humanoid as G2 have to retreat. He will heal up in a second. Instead, he's just going to go back to base.
I mean, Humanoid is in playoffs form right now. This man is a monster. And the fact that he was able to find that kill onto Caps, no TP, means that Baron is prime for the taking.
And Zama still has ultimate though if he wants to start to unload onto Fnatic in the pit. There it is.
There's the curtain call. It's onto Oscar Inning. Broken blade and Yike trying to get towards the pit. The call to the Forge God lands onto 3. Jun diving in. Oscar Inning dies.
Start to unload onto Fnatic in the pit. There it is.
So out of all the times we could have been doing Baron this game, now is the time, right? Caps is dead. So now is the time. We're calling it. We're calling it. Okay, so what are we doing? Why is Razork not in the pit? Why is Razork not in the pit? Why is he not in the pit? What the fuck can they do? Okay, so they have Ornult, but there's no Blast Cone, and Yike doesn't have Flash. So Yike also doesn't have ult. So how does Yike take Baron? Riddle me this. How does Brand steal? Like, they can just literally rush Baron. They have 2 fed ADCs, and they could have Zyra in the pit. They have a pink ward. Jun can just kill. He can just suicide. Like, even if Caps were to come back up, he doesn't have TP. Yike can't get into pit, guys. He can't get into pit. Razork just needs to be in the pit. Like, if Razork is in this pit, this Baron is dead.
In the pit, there it is.
There's the curtain call. It's onto Oscar Inning. Broken blade and Yike trying to get towards the pit. The call to the Forge God lands on.
Instead,
Zama still has ultimate though if he wants to start to unload onto Fnatic in the pit. There it is.
Instead, we derp around. Oscar face plants. Did Oscar really just face plant into the wall? Where's his E? Yep. Oscar face plants into the wall. Then he runs around in a circle, taking a gazillion damage from being behind Baron and being the butt spikes. He gets scared because he doesn't have smite. Oh, that's true. Razork doesn't have smite himself. But, like, that doesn't matter, I don't think. That is a good point. Razork probably doesn't want to do it because he doesn't have smite. But I still think you can rush this. If Razork's in pit, I'm pretty sure you can rush this before they can get there. And you can body block any skill shots coming in from the back of the pit, like they're doing. I mean, surely we can coordinate a burst of a Baron with 280 carries, right? Like, if Zyra's actually doing this Baron the entire time, I think it's just dead before they can even arrive.
And the fact that he was able to find that kill onto Caps, no TP means that Baron is prime for the taking.
Like, they have to clear all this vision. Jun is doing the right thing in zoning. But I think probably this Baron's just dead if Zyra's in pit. They also don't need Oscar on the Baron. The correct call here is for Jun to be here, right? Oscar to be zoning them out, and then they just 3-man the Baron. And like Oscar also, he fails his E right there. He fails his E, and he is taking crazy damage from the shred and the Baron spikes in the back. There's Hysteric's gone, gets knocked up by a tentacle, and then just gets killed. Look at these guys. You guys are like, these guys suck. Dylan Falco is like, I'm the greatest coach of all time. My mind control tech has worked flawlessly.
Once again, somehow out of nowhere, G2 find victory in the jaws of defeat.
Fnatic just cannot keep G2 away. G2.
I mean, they shouldn't have been trying to keep G2 away. They should have just done Baron.
Great ultimate, and just like that, G2 get the Baron.
Broken Blade on the back line finds a 3-man knockup. Excellent execution from him to just turn.
Oscar could have flashed. Did Oscar have flash up? Oh my god, he did. Dude, if you fail your E, just fucking flash over the wall. Look at this. This is so bad from Oscar. He's not in the right position. He head slams. He just head bumps the wall. He doesn't flash, and instead he runs around in a circle, gets Hysteric's proc, gets hit by Brand, and then just explodes to Baron damage, gets knocked up by Tentacle and dies and does nothing. He's saving his flash for next finals. Who wins versus TL versus G2? Currently TL, dude. Come on. This Fnatic roster needs to be destroyed. Fnatic de l'Endeest.
Broken Blade on the back line finds a 3-man knockup.
Dude, I just love the fact that Dylan Falco's laughing his ass off.
The fight completely on its head. Look at Humanoid. The culling was monstrous. He catches Caps out, who tries to trade it back by using the Valkyrie in. But G2 has
I think that was never going to be a trade back.
They slowly start to heal up the
Why are we concerned about Yike? Just fucking do the Baron. This team has the biggest Baron analogy I've ever seen. That's a huge knockup from Broken Blade. So funny.
This is why Ornn is known as the tank mage, assassin, killer, bruiser, amazing champion. He's coming through on the late game, and it's G2 with the Baron.
Barely even got the.
Keep your eyes catches Caps out, who tries
The
to
smite on Caps is so egregious. Oh, is that why he doesn't have smite? Because he smote Caps in the mid lane?
Backline finds a 3-man knockup. just turned the fight completely on its head. Look at Humanoid. The culling was monstrous.
I like how Caps takes like his entire HP bar and damage before it comes in. Razork, yeah, there's the smite. See that? That red line? That's the smite. Ah!
But G2 has too low health to contest. They slowly start to heal up. The Warmog's coming through, but keep your eyes on Broken Blade on the bottom right.
They can't do well. No, it's not that they can't do Baron. It's that they won't do Baron. There's a difference.
Broken Blade, and then he gets the kill onto Humanoid as well. This is why Ornn is known as the tank mage assassin.
For the auto attack, and now
Caps 500 IQ. That's true. Caps actually baited his smite so that then they would throw at Baron. Genius.
having that wave shoved in on mid,
Caps
G2
mind
should be able to
control
get this top lane outer. I
work.
don't think Fnatic can really defend this.
The tier 2 for G2, their march ever onwards, ever forwards towards the base of Fnatic, who are now on the back foot after being on the front foot basically the whole game.
You know what's funny? I agree. At least Humanoid is making some plays. Humanoid is not the reason they're losing this series.
Broken Blade tanking this up, True Shot Barrage coming out, doesn't clear out the minion wave.
Whoever is shot calling for them, maybe that is Humanoid. I mean, Humanoid should have been in the side lanes more, but... And then also just Noah's ridiculous griefing.
From the Jin, from G2, they have the gold lead for the first time this game pretty much. It's rinse and repeat the script right.
Yeah, dude, they completed their first... G2 completed their Dark Archon, and now they're just mind controlling Fnatic.
Just forcing Fnatic off of their turret, force them away from the inhibitor. So, like,
Shout out StarCraft Brood War.
If a slow hits, there's just so much follow up from G2.
It is actually the first time this game they've been in the lead.
The tiniest wiggle of red on that gold difference graph, but now set up again. G2, they've two more waves they can play off of with a minute left on the Red Bull Baron power play. Maybe they can get down to start frightening this tier 2 in the bot side, but it'll be one last drag of an attempt.
It's got to be so frustrating for Fnatic fans because you can see them doing all the right steps, making so many good moves in the early game, but then they just fumble the execution at the last moment. They're getting outplayed in these last few fights, and all of a sudden the momentum swings so dramatically. Great damage once again from Humanoid.
So look at the damage back from Caps. BBTP's in. Trying to keep that minion wave healthy. Other tier 2 still full HP. True Shot Barrage onto Caps. Humanoid dashes forward. G2 starts to disengage. Caps has a TP. The Drake up in 20 seconds time. Fnatic see their opportunity to engage. Shun goes in with a shield at daybreak. But here comes the cut of course, solo players only gonna G2 starts to disengage. Caps has a TP. The Drake up in 20 seconds time. Fnatic see their opportunity to engage. Shun goes in.
Oh, good. I have our Dark Archon sounds. There we go. There's the Dark Archon sounds for you.
Or oblivion will take us. A doom save me. Darkness overpowering.
Darkness overpowering.
We are as one. Must have energy. We hear you. Thoughts in chaos.
Thoughts in chaos.
We'll go. Oblivion awaits. We move.
There you go. There's your Dark Archon sounds.
With a shield at daybreak, but here comes the cut. Of course, solo players only going to land onto one, and Caps opens up onto Jun. The power of the sun, not enough to keep Caps at bay. See that opportunity to engage. Shun goes in with a shield at daybreak, but here comes the cut. Of course, solo players.
Well, now it's over because they actually just can't front-to-back team fight versus composition, so the brand just melts them.
Down again, it seems. Noah caught out. He tries to jazz away. He manages to survive with a flash, with a barrier. He jumps back in. He gets Caps, but Hans Summer sees a bullet in his back, puts him in the dirt with 4 members of Fnatic.
And that might be it for Fnatic. G2 are tearing through the base. Fnatic
Have you ever read Warhammer books?
like
No.
But G2, they just live in their heads.
Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, shame on you. It seems for Fnatic it's the same old story. Fnatic versus G2 is always a banger, but I'm sure Fnatic would want the tale to be told differently. Jun will find one, but G2 will be just one game away. Who is fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice.
More, they look like they had it, but G2, they just live in their heads.
for me once.
Fnatic had every opportunity to do better in this game. It's actually ridiculous.
For Fnatic, it's the same old story. Fnatic versus G2 is always a banger, but I'm sure Fnatic would want the tale to be told differently. Jun will find one, but G2 will be just one.
So after 2 games, you think it's not that bad? It's definitely, game 2 is definitely a lot worse.
They're looking for
I haven't seen Dom's rant yet, though. I'll check it out later.
The Azir to be higher pro, and then maybe a mage into that for humanoid, like the Hwei, like the Tilia. Bring that back, because that's his comfort
They
zone.
raised the volume on the casters.
From their game too, but I don't think they will first because I don't, unless they think that
Oh,
they
it's
just
the
grief
desk.
mid game and that they thought they should just win, which is
Who's
kind
on
of
the
weird,
desk?
To be fair, I think if they play better, they would just win.
So you're saying they should
Who is it?
mental breaker as well, because Noah, he got everything funneled
Oh, it's
to
Niski.
him, right, intentionally. They
They actually off
Yeah,
Razork as well, so this makes it harder for Razork to carry. But maybe I guess it's his brand. They could lock Azir or Wei here if they want, but I feel like
Oh, we finally learned how to first pick Ezreal in this series. That's very good. Decided that Zyra maybe wasn't the most OP champion in the entire universe.
really surprised.
So we're back to Nautilus here. Okay, banning Jhin, banning Varus. They want to ban the setup that they had last game.
it's more like team fighting comps anyways, and I think Senna is great for that. And also, if you get the counter picked up, then you can lock in Senna.
Yeah,
out,
Senna is
so that
definitely
can
an
chill
option
on the
here
ball.
for
Let's see what they will
G2.
pick here.
They want to go for that. Nope. We're going to go for the Kaisa. Kaisa was banned earlier in the series.
I don't think it's the greatest spot for it right here, so
No, I don't care.
that's perfectly fair.
Okay, what is he gonna pick?
Oh, don't
Renekton
do it again.
again?
All right. I mean, the Renekton with the brand is a little bit weaker, I think, than the Renekton with the Zyra. They did get a big lead. It's just they didn't convert it properly. They didn't convert the Renekton properly in either game. So we're just going to R5 the Ornn again. So we still have the same amount of massive engage.
Hey, we've got the same kind of. So what does that spell for us?
I think G2 is gonna win this game again because I feel like if last game showed you that Fnatic cannot snowball a game, I feel like this game they will not give you 3k gold lead on your AD at 15, and I feel like if they don't have that, then
Yep. Niski's right. Like if you can't snowball the 3k gold lead on your AD carry into a Baron when you have a Zyra, like what the fuck are you gonna do this game?
Partial to just state the facts, but I really want Fnatic to win this game so we can get more games. It would be very anticlimactic if G2 were to 3-0 this.
Am I meant to take the other side of this? No, G2 should stop.
It is nice though that we're not seeing G2 do all the like corny Varus top stuff that they were doing in their last series. Like they're playing this much more standard, which I appreciate.
Where Fnatic have showcased that they don't possess the ability to truly snowball a game through to the end. And when you have things like an Ornn, I think that it just offers so much late game teamfight power, which is ultimately what these games are being decided on, that you naturally will have doubts about Fnatic being able to snowball this game and effectively close it out to bring us to a game 4.
And I do feel sorry for, actually I'm going to hold on to this point, as Cap's going to spot out Fnatic as they're going for the invade, but I think it's more just to get vision down. There's the ward.
Take a guess, Monty. What will happen at the 1 minute 30-second mark? Well, they're probably going to try and do it invade to stop Zyra from getting plants down quickly.
Razork is consistently talked about as one of the top, if not the best jungler that we have in the league.
100%.
But the man has not been able to pick
No,
up the title.
no
because
plant
G2 at the moment have
stoppage.
just stood in his
All
way
right,
every
nothing
single
happened at the
way.
1 minute 30-second
And
mark.
it feels like it's kind of time for at least him to pick up an award so then we can start to talk about just how good he is. But it feels like he just hasn't been able to find that success to run through, as you say, into the later portions of the game.
Arguably the best LEC player to have never won a championship, to have never won a title.
Oh,
You can see
that's
how
an
good
interesting
his
debate.
playoffs been. Yeah, it is one. We're not going to have it right now, Betty, because I can't list up all the people that are good that haven't won.
But it's a great conversation, right? Because it's that fascinating debate behind like how many great players has Caps denied a title.
Are we doing this again where they hit level 2 and Mickey dies?
He's just that good as Mickey. Is this a repeat?
It is a repeat. Jun's going to hit level 2
No
and Mickey's
way!
going to die.
Oh my
They didn't even hit level 2 this time.
They didn't hit level 2 this time. So basically you can see right here, guys. They're not going to hit level 2. So it's actually earlier than the last game. The second wave just crashed. So they're not actually close to hitting level 2. But Mickey's just going to walk up again.
He's just that good.
get Ignite on him, refuse to flash because he's very cool.
No way! Oh my! Even hit level 2 this time. Noah though might die in response. Hans cleanses away, but he didn't anticipate the barrier. It's 2. Jun's gonna hit level 2 and Mickey's gonna die.
Oh my!
Mickey uses Ignites onto Noah, and so it gives them false hope, right? And so Han's actually going to cleanse right here, but the barrier baits him. Oh.
It's 2 for Noah and Jun in the bot lane.
So outrageous.
Double kill for Fnatic.
Dude, I can't believe Mickey died like that 2 games in a row. What the fuck,
How
man?
many great players has Caps denied a title from? He's just that good. As
He actually never stuns Noah either. He also refuses to flash, so... I mean, if he flashes earlier, he probably lives. They could just back off and, like, wait for the wave to crash.
It's 2 for Noah and Jun in the bot lane.
Surely this is enough. Surely this
A double kill for Fnatic's bot lane. Noah has gotten first blood in every single game. Now he's 2-0 on the Ezreal. And Fnatic find themselves with a 1k gold.
Noah about to prove the haters wrong. Yeah, surely he's about to prove the haters wrong, right, guys? All haters definitely going to be wrong. Every single hater.
Just still nice and just using that time.
What a great day to have eyes.
Put some hurt onto Caps.
What a glorious day to have the gift of the sense of vision.
But Mickey and Hansama are kind of into like, you go Titan's Wrath burst for the shield, it gets worn down.
Hurt onto Caps.
Like, all credit to...
He goes shield first. Oh my god, he does go shield first. He doesn't even get an auto onto Noah.
Like, you go Titan's Wrath burst for the shield, it gets worn down. They can just flash on you, and then Hansama's like, oh, maybe I can kill off Noah, but just doesn't anticipate him using one of his summoner spells, so ends up dying as well.
It's also just how strong press the attack is in these early stages for Ezreal. You can proc it incredibly quickly.
Yeah, he has PTA, and he also has, if you fight an extended fight like that, Ezreal's going to stack up his passive and get a lot of attack speed, so. Have I seen this actual game? No.
Mickey has flash here, might just try and flash hook to burn humanoids. Instead, they're just looking for the push.
Amadi, you see the gold lead, try not to go full Event Horizon on your eyes. You never go full Sam Neill, you know what I mean? You never go full Sam Neill. Alright, let me find that scene actually. Where we're going, you won't need eyes to see. Where is it? I just want that one clip. I just want that one line. Hold on, I don't want this whole scene. Why is this 8 minutes long? This is too long. Hold up. Why is it so hard to find? Here we go.
Oh my god. What happened to your eyes? Where we're going, we won't need eyes to see.
What does that even mean? What does that even mean? Where we're going, we won't need eyes to see. What does it mean? That movie is so bad, guys. What is that supposed to mean?
Against it, Razork's still there. Cooldown's coming back up. Pillar of Flame connects. The Seer does too. There's the stun. The Root coming back out. Plays enough to kill off Yike. No, not quite as Razork dies in the end. The burn will tick. And it ends up being a 2 for 2. Now Humanoid comes to look to make it 3 for 2. Can't quite find enough damage on Caps yet.
What is happening? Everyone's a big flash for Humanoid. It's Caps not going to be able to, or sorry, Humanoid not going to get caught out there, but still huge amount of effort in this mid lane. Caps Caps has red buff now, should be able to push this wave and get a reset and TP back in, but he's so low.
The answer to that question is it's Fnatic G2.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
And yeah, let's go back to the start of this. It starts with an initiation between the two supports. Razok from over the wall gets spotted on vision, but then he just bursts through Mickey with the help of Humanoid. Caps then quickly trades that back. Jhin is forced to flash away, and Yikes sits there and says, well, hang on, can we chase this? And Razok says, no, you cannot, good sir. Lands a nice stun, connects the E as well. Tries to flash away from some of the damage, lands the last auto, knowing that the passive will finish off the kill, but the moment he commits the
This is a fiesta, guys.
He loses his life to Caps as well. After that, Mickey comes back to mid lane, and then
we're leaving. Yeah, that Lawrence Fishburne quote, "We're leaving," is very funny.
And Fnatic were 1,000 gold ahead.
What movie was that? Event Horizon. It's bad.
Most of that obviously sitting on Noah's shoulders.
I had fond memories of it, but then we rewatched it again on Foreplay on the Culture Channel. It was really bad.
Humanoid going for the cull early. 85 stacks still remaining on that phage tier. The options for Caps.
But that's the thing, with you opting in towards the early cull and having that phage for Caps, it changes the dynamic of mid lane where now Caps gets a ton of push there. So if Hansam and Mickey can get push on bot as well, it can set up for Yikes to play a little bit more aggressive. But as you say,
Yikes on his way across. Razor's going to get hooked up with the dredge line, and he falls low first. Hansama will die. Razor will be answered, but now.
Oh my God, Noah's just Giga Fed again.
Uses the water walking through the river to escape.
Fnatic forcing plays on the bot side of the map. Ends up getting them another few kills. Look at this bot lane from G2 now. 0 and 5 collectively. Noah has.
All right, so top lane looking about the same as it did in isolation the last game.
It's all for all exchange.
Whatever. We can't actually kill him.
Should be perfectly safe though. It's G2.
Broken Blade actually not going for Bramble Vest first this time.
He has the pressure from the Renekton as well that he can play off of to be able to secure the grubs if he so pleases. A hyper-aggressive early game. Noah really being set up for success once again. I will say that some of the plays from Noah in the previous game left me wanting. He E'd in a number of times.
All right, Fnatic getting all the grubs again.
Getting caught out of position. The CC following up from that Jhin in particular was very scary. Razok, though, not slowing down. Sets his
He actually abandons the final grub just to come clear out, try and dive this motherfucker on the top side. Yes, all right, now we're winning both side lanes. Gigantic Pog.
just before that, but wasn't able to stop any of that CC coming through. Now Hook
Gigantic Pog.
But Hook gonna step away. That's trade from Humanoid back to
Whoop.
Jun goes in deep.
Jun jumps onto Caps.
Whoops. Didn't mean to follow the. Oh. Didn't mean to follow the quirky W there.
Caps really loves playing on the edge. The number of times that he just chooses not to flash is always exciting to watch, but in this instance, it's just a kill on the top side for Fnatic. Razork really having so much impact on the map. The bot side of G2.
Will you do Cosmic Horror again? Or any other horror films on Foreplay? Oh, I'm sure we'll do horror. So first off, we actually are doing a horror film in our next arc. The Beast Must Die. It was Richard's bad film. But Richard's a huge horror fan, so I think we will almost certainly do horror, more horror at some point in time.
But in the end, Noah will get one. Hansama's holding the killer
This match is Cosmic Horror. That's right. It's Lovecraftian. You can't. Your mind is shattered by the insanity that you are seeing. No human can understand. No human mind can comprehend what is happening in this game of League of Legends. It's designed to have you descend into madness. The old gods have decreed it.
Oh my goodness, it was refillable dip. No way. Killer Instinct barrier exchange. Hansama flashes the Mystic shot. Oh! Killer Instinct. But in the end, Noah will get one.
I mean, Noah almost 1v2s this. It's pretty crazy.
Noah still has the barrier. There's the Killer Instinct.
Nice flash on the Q.
Hansama flashes the Mystic shot. Oh my god. Oh my goodness, it was refillable shot.
Ah! I mean, I don't think that was I don't think it was that bad, actually, from Noah. I mean, Noah's pushed way too far forward, but he actually does get a kill here. I mean, he gives up his bounty, which sucks. But, I mean, there's Hansama's ult into Q, and Noah actually just gets baited on the flash.
No way was that a refill dip.
Oh my word. Hansama gets a 500.
Why is he trying to push there? I mean, he shouldn't be trying to push there, but
Jumps onto caps, but then can Jun get away?
like if
Has
we
the
actually
option
look
to
at the
shot
way the
barrage?
game state
In terms of
is,
caps,
you know,
down
he
to
sees
150
Mickey
HP,
X
but levels
in
up.
the mid lane, and he definitely sees it because he fires his true shot barrage, right?
Really loves playing.
His support is going to be recalling, but there is a possibility that the Nautilus would be coming into the river, right?
In this instance, it's
And
just
Nautilus
Mickey
actually, I mean, Mickey is pretty clever about this. He hex flashes the wall.
really having so
He,
much
he,
impact on the
if
map.
you watch, guys,
just
he
chooses not
Mickey
to.
walks into river.
Exciting to watch, but in this instance,
This is a pretty
it's
clever
just
play by
the
Mickey.
top side
I mean,
for-
credit, like, he shouldn't be pushed, but honestly, like, there's a pink ward. There's a pink ward in this brush, so Mickey realizes that he can actually just hex flash into tri-brush and make this play.
playing on the edge.
So it is pretty clever.
Number of times
But
that
yeah,
just
he
chooses
shouldn't
not
be
to
doing
fire
this when he
and
knows
avoid
his support is recalling and
exciting
Razork is
to watch,
top side.
but in this
But it
instance,
is a
it's just the
good
kill on
play
top
by
side for
Mickey
Fnatic. Razork
to play around
really
vision
having so much
and
impact
catch
on
out
the
Noah
map,
and
both
actually
sides
get the
of
bounty.
G2.
And,
Also
you know,
constantly defensively,
factually,
now
Noah
Mickey
was
has to be
extremely
careful.
close.
Thing is,
Wait, no,
no
it's
arcane
used
shift
to
in
be.
forward.
He shouldn't have
no
arcane
arcane
shifted
shift,
forward,
doesn't
though.
have the barrier, has the flash, but Hansama has a killer instinct. But in the end,
But
they'll
he
all
is
get
very,
one.
very close to
Hansama's
2v1ing this.
holding the killer instinct here. Noah still has the barrier. There's the killer instinct barrier exchange. Hansama flashes the mystic shot. Oh my
He is literally one auto from 2v1ing this.
goodness, it was refillable dip.
And he's still 1,000 gold ahead, so...
Oh my word.
Hansama's holding the killer instinct here. Noah still has the barrier. There's the killer instinct barrier exchange. Have the barrier.
So much impact.
But if you look at this, he absolutely can get out of this, right? He has barrier, he has both sums, and he has his E.
Constantly play defensively.
But
Now Mickey
instead,
has
he
to be
actually tries to
careful.
play this aggressively, and he E's
Wait, no,
in
arcane shift in forward.
towards
Noah has no arcane shift,
towards
doesn't
the
have barrier, has
Nautilus.
flash, but Hansama has a killer instinct. But in the
So
end,
it
they'll
is,
all
you know, Noah's
get
just
one.
over pressing his
Hansama's
advantage.
holding
Like,
the
he's
killer
not
instinct
playing
here.
smart
Noah
with a
still has the
lead.
barrier. There's the killer instinct barrier exchange. Hansama flashes the mystic shot. Oh my god!
But it's not that, honestly, guys, it's not that big of a deal. Sure, he gives up the bounty, but what's the result of that? It's like he closes the gap by
Was that a refill dip?
500.
Oh my word. Hansama
But he
gets
should have
a
backed off, for
500
sure.
gold shutdown.
That's all that matters in the end. Not even close, baby, it seems. And I will say, I feel a little bit like Bill Murray. Okay, you guys watch Groundhog Day? Because the game, every game is the same.
The comps are the same, the action is the same, and Fnatic find themselves with a 2k gold lead 8 minutes in.
3 comes through a Drake. Everything is the same, Benny. It happens over and over again. We'll have another look at this because Noah is overextended, and as soon as CC lands onto him after the arcane shifts forward, you think he's just going to die.
Yeah, I mean, the moment that he commits the E,
Never
we're back
mind.
in the action.
Whoa! A little switcheroo there as Mickey flashes, looking cousin blows, but can't quite land it.
When will they learn their lesson that Noah can kill Mickey? He just does that much damage.
Jesus Christ.
He has the culling, Caps has the flash. Out to a Valkyrie out for now. There's the culling. It's into his back, down to about 300 HP. Humanoid could look for more.
Combo would kill him if you get the E into the short E into the Q, but gonna back away is. Oh,
Yep.
oh,
Yep.
full
On
brittle,
tech.
full brittle.
Nice bit of on tech there. Broken Blade getting the double knockup, but ultimately it's Renekton. He presses ult, he's fine. I will note 30 CS difference in the top lane. It did help that they got the kill onto Broken Blade, of course,
Yeah,
worth
it
highlighting.
tends to switch
But
things up a little bit.
this just goes to show how devastating the early matchup can be. Of course, things will swing into a more neutral state as we get later into the game, where neither top laner will really be able to kill one another. But Oscar doing a good job.
Just a reminder, following the Summer Split Finals, the LEC is back for our 4-week season finals event, ending with our grand finals in Munich. Join us in Berlin for weeks 1 to 3 with tickets available at
Ooh,
LEC.gg.
a grand finals
Tickets
in
on the
Munich.
grand final tickets at
Sounds
LEC.gg.
wonderful.
Munich is Oscar winning. It's a little- Okay. Razork flashing forward. Thank you, guys. I needed some action because I sped up because I thought action was going to happen. So I'm glad Razork decided to flash forward. Broken Blade has a flash of his own. The Pyroclasm's going to follow him. He flashes away from Yikes.
Yep.
Yikes caught up with the Seer.
All right, Yikes dead. Despite flashing, Broken Blade no mana. They don't actually back off here.
Okay. Razork's in Munich. Thank
Like-
you, guys. I needed some action because I sped up.
Why are we still walking up here? Broken Blade has no mana and he has no ult. And Razork's still there.
The Pyroclasm's gonna follow him. He flashes away from Yikes, but Yikes caught up with the Seer.
Okay. Super weird play by G2. G2 is like trying really hard to have Fnatic win this game.
He brought the ult onto Yike, so that Q then gets the stun, sets up beautifully then for the rest of Fnatic to follow up.
Sorry, Medic unplugging himself was very comical. Oh, he's still going.
Oh no.
Okay, well, we don't have Medic for the time being. So while he tries to triage that, you've got...
Hello.
Oh,
we're back. We're back.
Oh, it was nice while it lasted.
Yeah. It's gonna... Okay. Medic.
It's all right, guys. Noah won't have to swim back to Korea after this series because he can just build an arc. And he can probably take a bunch of the animals from LEC with him.
We are setting up for Dragon, spawning in about 20 seconds. You can see that Fnatic is already laying down some vision as G2 is looking to do the same. Noah has the push in bot. And Fnatic have access into the river, but it's Caps that's likely going to secure the crab. I don't think they're really going to be able to threaten dive onto Han Summer. Turnman takes
They can go on Mickey. He's died 5 times already. Then he wants the 6th to add to it. The Titan's Wrath shield enough to keep him alive for now.
Take all the LEC GMs and sink the arc, please.
Step in here, but didn't really do any damage to Fnatic.
Just Titanic that motherfucking arc.
Dragon of the game.
So getting plates from bot side for Noah as well, and getting nice chunk onto Han Sama there to boot. But I think this is kind of where Fnatic, at least if they can continue this pressure, they're in a good spot. But again, we've seen this, but this is significantly more than the last game. Last time it was 5K at about 18 minutes, now 5K at 12 minutes. So you're in a...
It's 4K, but whatever, it's fine. It's a huge lead.
Follow up to keep pressure on towards Void.
We just take grubs too. We're winning top side. Renekton is gargantuan.
On the bottom side, as now TP from Caps.
Oscar Rinnan has the flash, call to the 4-shot coming down. Oscar flashes away from it, but Caps can continue to chase.
Oscar Rinnan needs to try and get underneath the tower. Should be able to do so. Just slice and dice his way out. Caps goes under.
Caps? Caps drunk?
Caps couldn't get away.
He misplays and he gets punished by Oscar. Now broken.
Caps is like, hey guys, I have TP, I can TP topside. And then he immediately forgets that Lucian also has TP and Lucian's in base. And so he chases under turret, but Lucian is able just to TP in. Jun is also here, and there's the stun, and it's free.
Misplays and he gets punished by Oscar. Now Broken Blade is overextended. Humanoid.
Just kills him, right? Broken Blade under the tower with the culling. Can't get away. 12-4 now for Fnatic. Very much in control of this game.
Fnatic will get themselves 6 grubs. They've gotten a Drake as well. They punish the aggression. The bot tower is up for grabs. Noah's going to move over to mids. This is an even better snowball than what we saw from Fnatic in the previous game. Their lead is only going to continue to build as they turn their attention towards this next outer tower. Remember that the plates haven't fallen yet.
Flash solo flare from Jun. Yike caught under the tower. Strangle Thorns coming out. Humanoid tanks 2 shots. Mickey coming in as well. Oh no! Benny, you said it!
Towards this next outer tower. Remember.
Hey guys, should we just take the tower? What do you think? Should we just actually just kill this tower, or should we unnecessarily dive Yike? And then let's tank the tower, get hit a bunch of times by the tower, and then Mickey can show up and we'll die. And then we just don't get the tower.
200 HP ticking with the ignite. Mickey falling low as Noah flashes in. True Shot Barrage coming out, but Caps will find Razork, and now Noah has to jump back in with the arcane shift. Caps in a 1v2. Might try and take the play. He's trying to take every single one before Noah stacking up the arcane shift off the Krugs with that Mystic shot, jumps back forward, Mystic misses.
You can see, actually, on the bottom side, Oscar Rinnan was chasing Broken Blade to deny him any sort of teleport.
Humanoid should not have grabbed aggro there.
To allow Fnatic that opportunity to push back G2. Looked a little dangerous, but they do come out on top, and they should be able to get this top lane turret.
It's the type of bloodbath that I watched G2 Fnatic for. In the previous game, it was a total number of kills that we had minutes, but now we're at 14 kills from Fnatic alone. The soul of that misses from Jun.
He's just wild because Yike still has ult up. We could actually just take this turret, but instead we give everyone time on G2 to rotate.
Then you think, oh, well, Noah's arrived. Now it's even numbers, and the health advantage is in Fnatic's favor, so he should be able to clean up. But Corky's on his way as well. So Razork ends up in an awkward situation where he loses his life, but then it becomes a battle between Noah and Caps.
Fnatic just hates objectives.
And Caps is forced to retreat.
Just about able to escape away. off the back
It's all right.
of
They
that,
got
but
6
Rift
scrubs.
still
Surely it's going to go better this time, guys, right?
face off for us.
The thing
You
for
have
Fnatic with
Brand,
G2 though is
Lucian,
you've got 2 for
Ezreal.
2, and you've got to bounce.
Surely we have a
Right?
split
In the end,
pushing
that's actually-
Renekton. We have a 4,000 gold lead Renekton and 6 scrubs. Surely we're not going to forget that side lanes exist this game, right? Right?
Kind of worth for you. You're
Right?
already
We can
losing so
definitely
much on
side
that.
lane
You're
with
70,000
Renekton because,
gold
again,
lead
I cannot reiterate this enough. No one can stop this Renekton in a side lane.
But maybe a
Nobody.
tiny, a modicum, a little sprinkling of calmness might go a long way to making sure you can close out this game.
Nah, screw that.
Yeah, I mean,
Let's
honestly,
go all
though,
in.
honestly, I think with the goal lead they have, I don't agree with slowing the game down. I think that you just keep attacking. Like, when you really just hit them with your wallet at this point in the game, right? And as long as you're not... When I say over-aggressive, what I mean by that is, like, you forget the towers exist.
Well, like they just did.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Just a tiny
I think
bit
the
of
other
calm.
caveat is you do have to be careful of TPs because Broken Blade still
Sure.
has his. So if you try and overforce something, Broken Blade to come into the play.
By the
if you
way,
try and stay around too long
G2
in
could
mid
also
lane,
still
we've
do
seen
a very
how
early
effective
Baron.
G2 are collapsing in
Because
mid
if
lane.
they're
You
smart
can't find
and they
an
actually
advantage.
realize that they
That's
can,
where
like,
Fnatic
Zyra,
step
Kaisa, the
back for
Baron,
moment
it doesn't really
to
matter
wait
if they're
for
that
those
far
teleports
behind.
to pick up so
Oh,
you can match them,
humanoid. Oh,
but
humanoid.
G2 are collapsing on mid lane to find numbers advantage.
Ah,
So
the Fnatic
that's
brush
where
against
Fnatic
Fnatic.
take a step back for the moment to wait for those teleports to pick up so
Oh,
you can match them,
humanoid.
but
Oh, humanoid.
there you go.
Oh, humanoid. Razzle flashing forward with the power.
Oh, the flash.
Down as well. Broken Blade does have the call of the Forge God, but in the end, humanoid dies. And in the top lane, Oscar winning the target for Caps and Mickey as well.
He's
but
not
Oscar trying to
dying.
turn it back around. Noah coming in.
He's not gonna
Mickey
die.
trying to dodge away from the Mystic Shot of TP in by Broken Blade. Can Caps survive for long enough for the backup of the call of the Forge God? Noah locked up with it. The Phosphorus bomb lands, but Noah dashes forward, misses the arcane shot. Oscar in and chasing Broken Blade down towards the bottom side. Another Mystic Shot going wide as BB.
Oscar will have E up.
With his mid laner,
E,
keeping Oscar
E,
at bay
E.
for long enough,
There
it
we go.
seems. Oscar goes in with the
There we
Colin
go.
Meek and the Mystic Shot finds its mark in the back of Caps. Meanwhile, in the bottom side, Jun dies. Hans Summer gets a double kill.
What the
Yes,
fuck?
Noah
How does
got
Hans Summer get a
something,
double
but
kill?
G2 answer on the other side of the map.
It's more blood for the Blood God! Violence across the map in the top side. It's Fnatic finding a skirmish.
It's not over.
Surely G2 don't have the damage here.
Caps has TP. He's up in 15 seconds.
Wait
Maybe
a
they
sec.
can delay.
Hans Sommer is now at 4 kills.
Yep.
Like, he was 0-2 in lane, and he has just been getting shut down after shutdown now. The only downside for him is Noah has also continued to get kills.
What
so
happened in
he's
bot?
8. But we look back at what happened on the bot side of the Rift. They dropped the Herald
Uh-huh,
down.
uh-huh.
Their goal is to actually
No!
lock down Yike. They get the knock-up. The chain CC comes through from Razork, and they get that kill. But then the ultimate from Hans Summer is able to get the collapse down, trades back for 2.
Guys, the kill is objectively worth less than getting a tier 2 local gold. It's objectively worth less gold. Also, the Zyra doesn't have ults, so Zyra can't really defend this turret, and you have 6
The
scrubs.
chain CC comes through from Razork, and they get that kill. But then the ultimate from Hans Summer is able to get the collapse down to actually lock down Yike. They get the knock-up. The chain CC comes through from Razork, and they get that kill. But
Because you also used, I mean, the timing from Hans Summer is very good because they had just used all the Leona CC.
Back for 2, and the Herald doesn't really do much towards the tower as well. Meanwhile, all this chaos is happening on the top side of the map. To reassess, Fnatic still in the driver's seat, but this aggression, the goal is going on to the right people for G2.
Yeah, I don't think you needed to use the Rift Herald there to start that engage. Jun already had ult, and you could have just looked for the pick onto Yike, who had no flash, but it gives a little bit more now to G2. Still a 7,000 gold lead. Fnatic are still in a very strong position, as Betty was saying, but it's just these little mistakes that are giving bits of...
Cloud Soul's still going to be very good for Fnatic.
The topside play. Like, BB
Very good for Leona,
half
Lucian,
HP.
Brand,
It's just bizarre.
Renekton. And fine for Ezreal too if he opens the fight with his ult.
You know?
Yeah. Sometimes you gotta, like, think before you go into the ritual sacrifice, you know?
No, this is my League of Legends.
Does Herald do damage to champs now? It just knocks out CCs them.
I'm sure he has been thinking, but he's taking the nautical theme of Nautilus a little bit too far this game, sleeping with the fishes more than he is out on Summoner's Rift. 0-7-4 on this Nautilus. It can be hard when you fall behind.
007's cousin who's struggling in MI6. 07.
G2 will have to find some good fights if they want to turn this game around.
Name's Baines. John Baines.
all right. Stop it now. Credit to Mickey. While he does die often, he's still able to find these great impactful plays. I'll be keeping our eyes on him to see whether or not he can pull one off in this game. Because G2 definitely on the back foot. They're cautious to even walk through their own side of the jungle. You can see the sweepers coming through. It's Fnatic that continue to be in the driver's seat. Oscar,
yep, we got to do Krugs now. Humanoid's got to do some Krugs.
You can see resets now coming through from Noah.
He's got to do some Krugs. Then he's got to ping the wave that he's going to. Okay. Humanoid's in the side lane. Renekton's in the side lane. Surely we can think about a Baron, right? Right? We have TP. We have TP.
And that's really where I want to see the improvement here, because G2 have already cleared out some of the vision that was a little bit shallow in their jungle from Fnatic. But if, whoa, maybe we won't actually. They're just going to TP in with Humanoid. They want to try and reinforce this.
Mid. Yeah. They know that.
Okay, we're TPing mid to clear out the mid-tier 1. Man, if only we had a Herald for this mid-tier 1. Shit.
Fnatic can tank a tower shot each.
Right, so perhaps a bit of an overcommitment. Did Humanoid need
Oh, if only they had a Herald they could use for mid-tier 1. God damn.
Overextend on the bot side of the map. What Fnatic could do is push this wave in mid and then transition their vision towards bot side to allow him to push out that wave, but instead they're really committing onto this mid-tier 1.
Oh, sorry. This is the collapse, though. Look at where BB is on the map. Because you end up overforcing on the mid wave, BB is able to push out on that top side. And now able to move into position here where you have to force yourself out of here as Fnatic. They will get some vision, but this is still very dangerous.
Got their team-wide blue buff. Oh man, they love Oscar loves the Krugs just as much as Humanoid does. He's got to go for the Krugs. Take those Krugs away.
Of their jungle, Zyra's still going to be able to secure these camps. I really think they're not quite respecting the wave clear. Let's see if they can secure the tower this time around.
Mickey just short on the hook there. That tower should fall.
Okay, so 6 stacks for Void Grubs. Give them the turret eventually. Good patience, good patience.
Still, well, actually extending to 8,000 now. 4.5 of that sitting on Oscar in the top lane, who's just being matched by a tank currently.
This Renekton is very durable. I'm not sure G2 really have the damage to be able to shred through this Renekton. You can see the total gold. Oscar and Noah sitting at the top.
Totally fine
Noah's
siege.
sitting there with 8 kills, but Renekton's been getting all these towers, been getting all these plates. He's a large part of, as Medic was saying, the game lead. Now Fnatic with an 8k gold lead. This is their game to lose.
Before this series, I would have said that's an insurmountable goal.
But Baron still exists.
Yes, it does.
So we'll see how things play out. Dragon in about a minute and a half. Baron is, of course, on the cards. I don't expect that to be an immediate force from Fnatic. Let's see.
No, you just go for the. You can go for the Drake right now. This isn't the same where you have like. I mean, the brand does insane damage, but you can't just like 2-man it without taking damage with Zyra plants tanking it like they could last game. All right, use the Cloud Jungle. Okay, get vision. Yes.
Able to always catch the waves as G2. Look at Broken Blade. He's got no pressure top side. They're going to be able to now push out that wave top and shift Yike down.
Solar Flare going in as well. They're just looking to jump on.
Very good. Much better. It's fine.
Another kill, 2 Fnatic and a tier 2 to boot.
You actually have time to go ahead and recall and then come back in. Cap's gonna have to use TP.
They will reset, as you're gonna have Dragon in 20 seconds.
Yike and Mickey on the.
If you just catch Caps, it doesn't really matter. So
wait.
Fnatic able to make that pick work.
Did he get hit by Void Seeker?
Once more, they will reset.
Oh, he got hit by Void Seeker.
Yike and Mickey on the collapse here. No depth.
Oh no!
Once again, G2 finds something.
As you're gonna have Dragon in 20 seconds.
That's actually just a good call by Huns, honestly.
It doesn't really matter. So Fnatic able to make
they don't have vision.
And now starting to move up once more. They will reset.
They actually didn't have vision of that. It's really lucky that he hit Noah out of all people.
It doesn't really matter. So
he got scried and still stayed. Where did he get scried? Did he get scried? Where I'm looking for it. Where's the Scryer's Bloom?
If you just catch Caps, it doesn't really matter. So Fnatic able to make that pick work, and now starting to move up once more. They will reset. As you're gonna have Dragon in 20 seconds.
Where?
Yike and Mickey on the collapse here. No depth charge. Remember,
so
Jun underneath the tower, locked up. Depth charge gonna come out, but he flashes away, so no longer has that turret aggro. Another kill, 2 Fnatic and a tier 2 to boot.
All right, if you just catch caps, it doesn't really matter. So Fnatic able to make that pick work, and now starting to move up once more. They will reset, as you're gonna have Dragon in 20 seconds.
I don't see where you guys say they pinged it. They will show it. Oh, okay. I'm trying to figure out what happened.
Towards it. Of course, there is still a very fed Renekton on the side of Fnatic. I do not think this will be as easy as G2 think.
Razzle on the front line, Mickey flashing forward. The
Towards it. Of course, there is still a very fed Renekton on the side of Fnatic. I do not think this will be as easy as G2 think.
Razzle on the front line, Mickey flashing
Razzle posturing way too aggressively.
Flash from Razzle Key is put 6 feet under.
I just don't understand what he's doing here.
Forward, the staggering blows connects, and even with a flash from Razzle Key is put 6 feet under. G2 strike back once again. The Baron their prize with those picks found in bots.
I mean, what do you say?
They can do the Baron super quickly, obviously, because they have Zyra. Look at this. Look how fast you can do Baron at 23 minutes. I wonder if Fnatic could have done this last game. Guess we'll never know. He missed the stun. I don't think the stun would have helped him.
Get to a later portion of the game. Maybe even crack some of these objective bounties on these outer turrets.
And the static shift to step
What?
The initial pick from Fnatic.
Yeah, I want to know what happened on this play.
You reset, spend the gold, get back out on the map, ready to set up for the Dragon. You've already got good vision on the bot side of the map. Crucially, Han Summer gets the interrupt from Fnatic. Now the goal
I don't see, you guys say I was going to see something here. I don't know. I think it was, oh, there's the orb. But how did, oh, he saw Noah on the edge of the vision. Wow.
Crucially, Han Summer gets the interrupt.
Blue trinket, man.
That he can escort his AD carry out, but then Yike with a great read. They have that control ward there to track his direction as well. But it all ultimately, that's just an unfortunate back timing. His AD carry, you convert the tower. You
Well,
reset, spend the gold,
it's an unfortunate back
on the map, ready
timing
to set
where
up for the Dragon.
there was also a blue trinket.
You've already got good vision on the bot side of the map. Crucially, Han Summer gets the interrupt. Jun wants to make sure that he can escort his AD carry out, but then Yike with a great read. They have that control ward there to track his direction as well. But
It's a good comeback play by G2, though.
An unfortunate back timing, right? Like, great interrupt from Hans. He gets a double kill off the back of that too. And the real mistake was from Razork, thinking that he could get a bunch of chunk damage down initially, because it's Mickey that ends up tanking all of that, and they find that kill onto the jungler as well. So then there's very little counterplay that Fnatic can make, even though.
I mean, the crazy thing is Fnatic can still win this game, right? Like, you wait out the Baron buff. It's not the end of the world. You still have a huge gold lead. You're on soul point. It's okay.
Fnatic, they've actually kind of weathered the storm of this Baron. It's a minute and a half left, but the waves haven't really been able to get into a position for G2 to threaten any of the outer turrets. Objective bounties have also fallen at this stage.
Feels very much more like G2 taking the Baron, so Fnatic can't take the Baron. Because Fnatic with the Baron would have just been, starting to bulldoze the base. Here, G2 have slowed the game down. The deficit only 5k for them now as Fnatic, well, they've been in this spot before as G2 begin to collapse on the top side. Jun is here, Razzle coming in as well. The Zenith blade's going to land onto Mickey. TP in, Stranglethorn's used as well as Oscar dives in. The tower falls before it can kill off Yike. And now with the call of the Forge God, it's 2 already. Noah and Humanoid and Razzle, what can you do?
They're just inting one by one. Hurrah, hurrah.
Have the power for as G2 begin to collapse on the top side. Jun is here, Razzle coming in as well. The Zenith blade's going to land onto Mickey.
Like, Oscar uses Flash W to try and get this kill onto Yike, but he doesn't quite get it. But the rest of the team's just not there. I mean, Razork and Noah are the bulk of their damage, and they're just not there.
What can you do in the face of 5 from G2 taking the Baron, so Fnatic can't take the Baron. Because Fnatic with the Baron would have just been, starting to bulldoze the.
But it's okay, guys. Noah needed to get let me pop quiz, guys. What should you do when you are AD carry and the enemy team has Baron, but you still have a lead? The correct answer is Arcane Shift into Raptors and take Raptors instead of clearing waves or protecting your turrets. Definitely don't use your Ezreal ult and help clear waves. You should just walk away and let your Giga Fed Renekton die.
dives in. The tower falls before it can kill off your like. And now with the call of the Forge God, it's 2 already. Noah and Humanoid and Razork, what can you do in the face of 5 from G2?
The Raptors were really important right now, guys.
To stop them in their tracks. There's another wave on its way in. The Baron remains for 30 seconds, and what was looking like inconsequential.
It was way more important than losing those 2 guys and then losing another turret that you didn't have to lose.
Maybe more for G2. They still have 25 seconds left, and Fnatic have to hold on to their base. If they lose the inhibitor tower now, it opens up the push pressure for G2. Noah trying to put the Mystic shots down, but he can't get through G2's front line. And
so yeah, they traded Raptors for a shutdown on Renekton, a kill on Leona, 3 turrets, and an inhib. What a great trade.
There was no wave.
What a great trade.
No options for Fnatic. Oscarinin is trying desperately to clear out these burned up minions, but G2
also definitely don't use your TPs to save Oscar.
They could go top. Oscarinin doesn't respect it. The entirety of Fnatic does not respect it.
Late TP from Humanoid.
As a result.
Fnatic thinking with their gold lead that they can just
Noah's fucking doing Raptors instead of actually covering lanes.
Could have been thinking about maybe exchanging for the mid-tier 2, maybe just setting up deeper vision, ready for the next dragon or something. Like, instead they try to fight.
Why is he even there? Because they're winning this game, and I think they actually can slow down the Baron push.
The itemization is now in Hansama's favor. The gold swing is back.
Like I think Oscar's right. Like I think they actually can slow down the Baron push. You know, between you know, Lucian and Ezreal ults, they can clear waves.
Do his job that he needs to do. He's got 2 items completed. He's going to offer that tank line. It's a dire situation that Fnatic now find themselves in.
So is Groundhog Day a good movie? Would you say?
Yes, Groundhog Day is a great movie.
It's not a great League of Legends documentary, I'm going to be honest.
There's so much standing gold as well for Fnatic to now just claim all the, sorry, for G2 to claim with all these other towers up for grabs. That's another that's going to fall. Mid tower still needs to drop. It's Caps that's going to catch the mid wave.
Okay, no Baron buff. Drake up in 40 seconds. We can do this. We can get the Cloud Soul.
They might have a window where they can cut them off here. Look where Jun is. You've got Razork and Noah trying to see if they can get a position.
Fnatic coach wants to go where he doesn't need eyes to see.
Two respecting it, gonna pull off. Let Caps push in mid. Let the super creeps do the work on top side. And it's Fnatic just seeing if they can threaten now in towards River to get the vision for the dragon.
Jun flashing. Dredge line away by Mickey caught with the Solar Flare, but with the Stranglethorns down, Jun's the one that comes out a little bit.
All right.
From that.
All right. Good poke on Yike, actually.
The Void Seekers
Push mid, push mid, push mid, push mid.
A bit isolated
Push,
from the rest
push,
of his team, but look at the Void
push,
Seekers just needs
just
another
push mid.
hand here.
Push
Caps
mid.
comes in, Noah dashes across
Push,
with the
push.
shift across the wall, still has the flash, but with the corner
Push.
Fortune coming down, Noah has dived in again, and he to land here.
Why is Noah going in on Caps? He has no vision. There's a pink ward in that brush.
With the arcane shift across the wall, still has the flash, but with the corner
Oh!
coming down, Noah has dived in again, and he is being put into the grave by G2.
Why don't they just go mid?
Through the minds of the player, well, G2, I can tell you, another to land here, a little bit hurt from that. Yike down to half HP as well. The Void Seekers starting to connect from Hansama. Caps caught off. A bit isolated from the rest of his team. Void Seekers just needs another to land here. Caps comes in. Noah dashes across with the arcane shift across the wall. Still has the flash. But when the corner falls coming down.
Nice ult from Hansama. Nice ult from Hansama into the Zonias.
You're wondering these moments, what's going through the minds of the player? Well, G2, I can tell you, I'm thinking about the title. The minions pushing in top. The supers there, bolstered by Broken Blade CP.
Oh my god, and then they just TP in.
He can join up with BB. The Bellows Breath, enough to keep Broken Blade okay for now. Caps TP's in, the rest of G2 coming round the corner. Jun, the only one trying to stand under the Nexus towers. Humanoid sent packing, sent back to the fountain. And no matter what they do, Fnatic just can't find a way through. They stand apart, a cut above, untouchable.
Don't you mean in spite of what they do, they can't find a way? Like they're throwing these games. To be clear, like you can just play for the mid wave here. You actually can just play for the mid wave, like Humanoid is trying to do.
Noah has dived in again, and he is being put into the grave by G2.
8K gold lead in a 29-minute loss. That is wild. That is a wild turnaround.
They stand apart, a cut above, untouchable. The G2 reign continues as they are your summer split champions.
You're not sick, buddy. You're not sick. I am feeling pretty sick. All right, let me find this Dom rant you guys want me to listen to. Is this it?
All right, guys. Let's look at the Fnatic Reddit. Let's look at the Fnatic Reddit. Fnatic subreddit LOL. After the most disgusting buy a fucking win. They can't do anything to win. They can't do anything to win. Like, at least BDS put up more of a fight than this. This was, like, disgusting. I mean, number one, I'll say this. I was completely wrong about my read on Fnatic. I thought that after they won in the fucking upper bracket, that they would at least have enough confidence that they would close the games where G2 played like absolute dog shit. And I was giga wrong. Giga fucking wrong. Giga wrong. 8K gold lead at like 17 minutes, 18 minutes. The whole game is fucking free. The whole game is, Jesus has came down and given us a free game to play. Hallelujah. We got a free game in the finals and they can't even make to 30 minutes. It is disgusting how bad Fnatic is. I hate watching them play with leads, and they just refuse to improve on it, bro. They just won't improve on it. They can never beat a team with even semi-competent macro. G2 can play the worst early game imaginable. Mickey X can intentionally run it down and just get a free championship because he's playing against Fnatic. This is the reason why I said TL was better than them before EWC, and everyone was flaming me for it. This is the reason why I said TL was better than them at MSI.
That's funny.
I just don't think that Fnatic is smart enough. Their team IQ is so low that they can't win against any team that just even understands like the order of objectives. It's like, all right, so like if Soul is up, we play for Soul, and then that's better than Baron, and if Baron's up, we play for Baron, and then Elder is better than Baron. Like, if any team just knows what the order of the objectives is, it's like Fnatic just can't win. They're like, oh my god, this team is too fucking smart. Are they geniuses, bro? Are these guys, is this Magnus and Carlson? Are these just the smartest people that we've ever seen? How the can we win, bro? They know the order of the objectives. You know how easy it is to walk to an objective here and win the game as Fnatic? You know how easy it is to just get next to the Baron?
It's true, especially in game 2.
With your team comp, anyone walks close to the Baron. They walk anywhere close to the Baron, they're fucking dead. Also, you have insane Baron damage. You have Ezreal, who's like fucking 3 items in 22 minutes.
Yep.
You have a Brand who does the most damage out of any jungler to the Baron outside of Zyra with 1 million fucking plants. You have Lucian,
Yeah, but
who's
Zyra
on
could have had 1 million
you have
plants on
Renekton,
Baron
who's
last game,
literally
too.
unkillable. He's up unironically 4K gold in this game. He is literally unkillable. Has tenacity, has fucking damage. If he flashes on like Caps, it is fucking cooked. The enemy Nautilus is literally a squishy in this game, by the way.
Yeah,
the
true.
enemy Nautilus is unironically one shot by any CC that hits him with your team comp. And you can't find a way to win the fucking game. I can't believe what the fuck I am watching. Anyways, let's refresh this and read some of the comments on the Fnatic subreddit. First one, I'm speechless. Oh, I just gave a complete speech. I'm not I versus TL. I the game, and I'm considering any kind of pressure we crumble. Not going to win anything like this. It's not even about the pressure, bro.
There was
It's
no
literally
pressure.
Not even about the like. They just have no macro. Even when they beat bad teams, they just beat them by like.
Yeah, they actually, like I said, they could have taken the Baron repeatedly in this series. That is wild, guys. All right, I gotta go. Actually, this took longer than I thought. We'll do Cloud9 versus NRG tomorrow, and we will do the 100 Thieves versus FlyQuest tomorrow as well. So we'll be back on our LCS bullshit. So I'll see you then. It's been fun, guys.